I want to come back to this, and that is Aaron, a major new networking class hero, as he lives his golfing dream. And what's so fantastic about this is this young man who is a working class man, as they say, and he's 31 and he's from Wolverhampton, and what he has won is no short feat. He, in fact, in concerns to where golfing is concerned, or he's won, and this is really, I suppose we're talking about the Open, and that's what he's won. He has won the winner of the US PGA Championship, and it's 107 years an Englishman has never won, well, that since the last time an Englishman won this competition. And admittedly, we're going to continue this conversation next week because this man is of, well, I would say he's Asian, or otherwise he's brown. That's where I'm going to go from there. He's from Wolverhampton, born in Wolverhampton, plays a British Asian from a working class family. His mother is an immigrant from Kenya, and his father is of Indian heritage, both working multiple jobs to support his fledgling career. And even his wife is a professional golfer. And when we hear a story, they'll take it from the best angle. I mean, of course, they're going to take it from the best angle, but that makes news and that makes it interesting. Where we're going to come from a little bit from this angle, and I spoke to Mr. McIntosh, who's not with us today, we continue to just due to circumstances. He's an adopted. Is he adopted, or is he just with us? Is he adopted? I suppose I'll be talking and asking our very own Professor Johnson about this.
So when we say good evening, London Town.
Good evening, London.
When we say adopted,
yes.
It
Well, I said the word adopted. I'm being choice with my words.
Yes. So in terms of the word, so if are we trying to get the correct classification for adoption, newly citizen, doesn't matter, or we just.
I'm not. Why I'm saying is because he's of Asian descent.
Yeah.
And he's a British person.
Yes.
And he's born here, I believe.
Yes.
Which means he's a British citizen.
Yes.
And it's the first time that a British person has won the PGA Open Championship. It was coming, and this was raised to me, so I thought, that's a very interesting angle when we adopt certain people when it suits us.
Yeah.
That's where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
From that point of view, I'm really pleased that he's won this, and if anything, we need more golfers. We haven't got really British golfers. Because I was like, oh, the story really took me back, and simply because I also watched, by chance, by coincidence, Tiger Woods' story yesterday. I thought, let me catch up on and see exactly what he held from, how long he's really been playing golf. And Tiger Woods was playing golf before he could walk.
Yes, he was.
That's
he was indeed.
really his story, and just his family etiquette, and just a young person doesn't become so skillful without the assistance, support of other family members and other things like that. So it's really important to know that, to hear that, to see that, just what happened to you.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to pick that. It's 30 minutes past the hour of 6 o'clock. We are going to play a little bit more of this governess and come back in with more on something else. When you just play too many flat, no, that wasn't on the list. That one wasn't on the list, but this one was. I'm sure. I don't know. We had number. There we go. Let's go back. Yeah, we can play this one. I don't mind. We'll play a little bit of this. There we go. It's nice. I'll tell you what I'm saying. I'm saying we're going to Canada. Yes, Canada. That's where the Formula One race is this weekend. I tell you what else I was looking at. I was looking, because we spoke with Carol last week and we were talking about other races and other sports. And the Nuremberg Ring, Now I watched some of the 24-hour race.
Yeah.
24 hours. I fell asleep, woke up and watched look as you do.
Like me watching the test match.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
We'll definitely go into that. You know, there's so much sport, and there was obviously the rugby, there was football, there's a little bit of tennis out there as well.
Yeah, there was.
All that going on. But you had to get up and go and refill the glass. But anyway, I looked it up, and as I went to look up some further information today, they're already advertising 2027.
Yeah.
I was, well, of course, 2026 over now, so
Yeah,
you
of
might
course,
as
of course.
well advertise. Okay, 40 minutes past the hour of 6, and we're going to be having our lovely countdown in just a moment. More than likely after this, I think. After this.
Mm-hmm.
What's happened?
Nothing at the moment.
Why are you over there? What's happening?
I don't know what's happening.
They're not there.
I don't know what's happening.
Okay.
I can't. Was I calling and I said, listen, you guys are not on. I'm in demand, so I need to move.
Okay, I'm going to call Carol now. What did you say something? I didn't hear it.
I'm in demand, so I need to move.
Hey? And they should have organised it better, shouldn't they?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, should have.
They can't just call up and take back and got nothing better to do.
Yeah.
Exactly. So listen, no, I'm never registered right now, and if you book me in. Okay, let me come here. Carol. Okay, I've got seconds. Then we're going to go to Victory. Can I give this to you? She's not on yet, but you can please take that while I just get our next up. Do you mind? Just to let her know that I'm just talk to her. She's right there.
Oh, hi, Carol.
You're not on right now.
Hi.
Just
She's just queuing up something at the moment. Yeah. Oh, you got a young lady that's gonna be interviewed.
Are you feeling like a victory?
Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll be keen to meet the other individuals that want interest in the sports side too. Who want to get involved, yeah.
I have been wanting to play this all week.
Okay. Okay, that's great. Yeah.
I'll be speaking to the lovely Carol Glenn in just a short while. And Carol Glenn has also got an apprentice with her this week. And we're going to be speaking to her apprentice. Now, apprentice is there, right?
Yeah.
So what's really nice is I remember last year when she had the lovely apprentice. Now, this apprentice also went to the Warner Brothers event when we were showing obviously set plays for Carol documentary. I've got to calm down, Sheda, calm down. So that's how I'm feeling in concerns to this year. Not just, well, and again, isn't that great, fantastic, when people actually want to know not just about you, but what can you inform me of? What can you teach me? What can you help me? This is one of Carol's mentors. She's doing actually work experience, and we're going to have the opportunity to speak to her and talk about her victories, because she's also into other things as well. Lovely, beautiful. You right there, Carol and Melina? Okay. Alright, so I've just kind of done a little intro. Can we do a little bit of your diary, Carol, before we... Yeah, there, okay, alright then. So I'm going to bring you right, and when we get to about 22, I'm going to cut it and start to go a little bit into Canada. But, okay, alright, so... Okay. No, it's not much, but okay. Alright, let's go to you first. Let me put down the phone and then put the volumes up. Okay, alrighty. So loud and clear, we are here. Carol, how are you?
Good morning, good evening to wherever you are in the world.
I know.
It's been a good time, but I'm okay.
Busy, busy, busy. But you're not by yourself this week, I do know.
That's correct.
I'm always be speaking to... Carry on.
So, yes, so sitting next to me is I've got young Milena Clark, who is coming to do, she's been doing work experience with me this week. We'll hear more about that later.
Yes.
And also taking up her right Milena is a young Carter.
Fantastic. Oh. The little words like, oh, don't... I wouldn't say it's not deserving concerns, but I'm so pleased and happy because I remember and reflected on last year, because at first I was thinking, Milena, who Carter, yes. And obviously meeting herself and her family, her mother, and knowing that she was obviously at the Warner Brothers last year for...
That's right, yes, she was, yes.
So it's nice to hear when circumstances and situations progress and the opportunities make use of themselves, because obviously last year at the same time you had another, I'd say apprentice, Anaya, that's right, who was with you for work experience, and she set that up herself in concerns to, she didn't stop until you said yes. So it's happening, brilliant.
We have a very structured day, a couple of days, where
Mhm.
we've done, well, I've had a really tell you what we've done. So we've done some quite good stuff, and tomorrow afternoon we're going to go to Vista, and on Saturday, Friday, no, Thursday, we're going to have a day at North Looking again to Silverstone. We're going to go to Silverstone Museum and go karting in the afternoon.
Fantastic. So that is a full week, obviously, and it's just the week from that point of view that they have, just those few days, which in itself is quite a lot. We'll be speaking with her in just a short while. Before we do, I just want to backtrack on part of the diary that you had of last week and just what's going forward for you, Carol. Would you mind for a short while, please?
No, that's fine, that's fine. So, have I been to Langley College? No, I haven't, have I? Last Tuesday.
That's-
Tuesday.
Langley, I thought Langley was last week, to be honest.
Last week it was like last, I've got overtime, so I did that. So then, Saturday, Sunday, I was at Truxton, the
That's-
second round of the truck race
The
weekend.
trucks, yes. Yeah.
And I was actually in judicial park, so I was looking after Hyundai Coupe Cup and also the Audi Cup. And they were slightly annoying, they were back to back, so I was stuck with the race
Oh, wow.
control for one after the other. So then, one didn't qualify, and the other one didn't qualify and stayed in the first race. I had a few issues in Coupes, where there was a lot of, because it's such a rain on their race, there was a lot of side-to-side and side-to-rear contact, so I had to
Right.
interview 3 or 4 drivers. So that was never nice having them in there.
But that must be a great learning curve in concerns to having to do that and knowing what the drivers, one, what they might say, and also just having your own team as well, realising what scrutiny they're going to go over, what they're going to go through.
Absolutely. And what was worrying, in this particular, especially the Coupe case, there was quite a lot of youngsters. There was a young lad who'd come up from Cuba Saloons, and there was another young lad who I had to tell off, and he'd done something really good, and he had no notion he'd done anything wrong. In fact, was arguing the toss with me, and didn't show any empathy or any contrition, didn't even say sorry to his fellow drivers or something there. And then I said to him, well, how will you embrace him? And this was his 4th race. But he said quite easily, I'm a sim car racer. And then the people, I thought,
Yeah, no emotion.
So obviously, when you're sim racing, if you come off and you hit somebody, you just carry on and you restart. In real life, it's not like that's something's going to have an accident, or you do some body work, or even worse, it's going to become a bad accident.
That's very poignant. That's very poignant.
That worried me a little bit, so he's with his attitude, but
Yeah, I think I'm going to make a note of that soon. And just, not so much the difference, but it does take away the empathy, the feeling, the compassion,
Yes.
because, you know, it's playing again,
You get taken, oh, the other driver braked early, I think it was great then, it was great. You were going through a chicane, you don't overtake on a chicane,
mm,
you know. And he wasn't having it, so he was quite upset when I gave him quite a severe penalty. So,
you will learn, yeah.
doesn't look good again. Yeah, that was quite it.
My-
I'm going to say, obviously this week now I've got Labour with me all week,
Mhm.
so we're going to go to Silverstone on
Thursday.
Thursday.
Mhm.
I've got nothing more than my diary until June. I'm going to February in the middle of June to do trance again. And I think I'm waiting for confirmation. I'm meant to be helping out because I'm a mentee now for Green Power, who just got an inclusion hub grant. I think that they're going to change the date. If I get more information about that, I will let you know.
I'm thinking Green Power, who are they?
Well, Green Power is where colleges and schools make cars that are,
Was that the weekend when they do the yes, when they do the camping thing? No.
it's all kind of, this way they build a car that's got green energy, so i.e. it's got to be the right, it's simple fuel or
Okay.
it's an electric car, yeah. So I need to find out a bit more, so I will come back to you on that one.
I must admit, from last week's conversation, I was brimming and was still in conversation with that with others when we spoke of the work experience and the army and the RAF that was mentioned, and just not forgetting the opportunities that are available there, and also the fact that you mentioned that it was 40 women and children, well, I say women, young women that you had with you for Girls on Track. Those numbers, wow. Mm-hmm.
That's the most, and in fact, I forgot to mention was that one of the young ladies that I met at Girls Track that Brand Hatch,
Yes.
she came on Saturday with her father, or the other guest that went next to her, and she had a face on, and she was a couple of the teams that I was looking after.
Right.
Next with her, they talked, I think she was about to change some brake pads, and then I went to the scrutineer, she got another scrutineer, and I turned her around to she had a thoroughly good time, and she's just chasing today about how to get her, what's doing up another scrutineer, I'll just send her the information, and also she wants to get some information about getting a degree apprenticeship course.
You see how just that little bit of experience allows to go through it and think, well, that's what I want to do, rather than, not that there's anything wrong in doing, obviously, the course and then seeing if it's something that you like, but I'm saying this for the listening public to have the opportunity to experience it, see it and think, we try that out. Whereas just because you may be doing sim cards, it doesn't mean that you can drive. Yeah.
Exactly. So she does this, and I was thinking that, because she doesn't have those, instructors down the road.
Mm-hmm.
Some of that means sort of young people who don't live near a race circuit.
Of course.
After college, just needs to race, come down, walk on a paddle, and just talk to people, and she'll get some experience, she'll get a chance.
Right.
So, yeah, that's the story.
Brilliant. So we'll hear more about that. And that really encouraged us last week in concerns to the 40 young women that you had for Girls on Track, and obviously bring into focus the other opportunities that there are, and obviously the pioneering little engineers. That brought me, that was just something. But all that with your timetable, and obviously having the assistance, because there's a lot that you do for yourself, going into schools, with the assemblies, with the careers days for colleges, giving young people the opportunity to know where are some of the best colleges. And obviously last week you mentioned Northampton. It was Northampton?
Northampton University.
Northampton, couldn't give that enough praise. So we're going to look that up actually. We're going to look that up and see what's happening in Northampton. But what we would like to do is talk to Miss Melina and find out exactly how her week has been and what her karting career is going to be like.
Yes.
Hello, everyone.
Hello Melina, how are you today?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. I'm also here with Professor Johnson, who may chime in from time to time as he's watching. What are you watching there, Professor Johnson?
Me, I am watching Trinidad versus Ghana.
Is this Cricket.
This is cricket, part of the Caribbean corner. I'm also checking the football scores as well.
Yeah, okay. So we'll keep you quiet then.
Yeah.
Okay, keep you quiet.
I'll be listening for any sports science import. Yeah, I'll be listening. My third ear will be listening.
I'm sure it will be. But with that said, Melina, you're obviously there with Carol, who you met. When in fact did you meet Carol? When was your first encounter of her existence?
I think my mum reached out to Carol at the start of last year.
Could have been the year before.
Because we had a common lady that lives in Ellsbury, and I think that threw up my hairdresser.
That was right.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I think that 2 years. It was December. Yeah. Yeah.
Because I remember meeting her obviously at Silverstone.
Yes.
Yes. Anyway, so it's 2 years. And I asked them what you know of her and if you've seen obviously the documentary of Carol Glenn that encourages you to be a part of what she's doing at this current time. What does encourage you to actually mentorship or otherwise assist her at this current time? What is there about it?
It's like Carol does like all these amazing stuff. Like, so it's pretty interesting on what she does behind the scenes, how she like gets a race week ready, how many emails she gets, which is quite a bit, and like set up like the interviews. So yeah, it's pretty interesting to see.
And you yourself obviously are a carter.
Yeah.
Yes. And how long have you been karting?
For about, I think this is my third year doing it now.
And with that, how, as much as I know the answer to the question, how long have you been doing that? It's about your third year. And why karting?
Well, I chose karting because I just like being very fast and being adrenaline. I was very fast and then overtaking people.
Yeah, she's got the skill. She's got the skill.
skill.
She's got the skill. And with that skill, obviously, are you competitive within the family?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
I do the Jamie Chadwick series at Daytona, or the all 3 Daytona tracks. I did it last year as well, where I came second in the junior category, time point to the first, and I came fourth in the Sogi category as well.
Congratulations, congratulations. And this all aids in your expertise, all aids in the agility, it all aids in the skill within karting. And what do you think are some of those major skills that are needed for karting?
Maybe determination, focus, and decision making.
Decision making. Well, yeah, of course.
And confidence.
Yeah. And being so, I say quick off the mark because you're low to the, well, you're low to the ground, exposed in a different way to what other sporting, motorsports events are, because it's just you and the elements in some respects, and just this machinery around you. And I'm aware that is karting mixed, or is it just single sexes in the entries?
It's quite mixed depending on what championship you do. Because the championship I'm doing right now is an all-girls series. But on Sunday I'm doing the second round of the Silverstone Championship, so it will be a mixed group. So
I'm not going to ask whether there's a difference, because at this stage it's just a case of skill, and because it used to... Well, without asking the question, I'm asking the question, what difference do you see with it, or do you feel, or you experience with just a female category and a mixed category?
I feel like with a mixed category, you're trying to compete with the boys, not, you know, so like the girls, when you're racing with the girls, you're also competing, but it's more, how do you put it, it's more like kind, the environment's more like kind
I can feel the ego comes out in a different way. I suppose with
Yeah.
the boys, that's what I'm hearing. And I'm also hearing that with the girls, it's skill. Show yourself on the actual track, which
Yeah.
obviously is when you're with the boys, they're thinking, girl's gonna beat me. You know, I'm a toughie, I can do this. And that must be different over the past, maybe it's about, I don't know how many years it's been mixed, but at least 10 years, at least 10 years, maybe less, maybe more. I don't know how.
I think there was really started, but there was always more boys in it. Whereas I think now there's got more girls coming up through the ranks now.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
and hence now why now how some of us now have more girl-only sort of championships. Because now
Yes.
the girls from the stage first and more confident first with themselves. Whereas the boys, sometimes I might say, get upset because they have a girl beating them. And they become a bit aggressive. And there's a lot more what I call those tactics sometimes.
Yes, it's not nice. And with that, obviously, there's a process and there's a route. As much as I really want to know what the 3-year and 5-year plan is, what's the next route that you'd like to go into in conservative motorsports?
The next route is hopefully cars.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping either because I'm getting a job soon to buy a car this year or I'll start next year and upgrade it and change some parts of it and then do auto solar. Until we get enough funding to do the junior swimming championship.
It'd be great to get funding now, or otherwise sponsorship now. Would that be correct?
Yes.
Yes, yes, we want funding now. We want someone to come out, not the woodwork, just call Carol and let them know, yes, I want to fund.
Well, the lady's got some website. Give me her website. She's got sponsorship packages on there already. So, yeah, people responsible in that. Things themselves going on. So you'll
MC Motorsports.
So to get MC Motorsports.
Yeah, .co.uk. I'll put it in my notes.
Motorsports.co.uk. That's weird.
follow her journey and follow her. But the fact she's been very, very glorious to work at. I had a look at her website for today.
Mm-hmm.
She had actually got a plan. She's got her own plan. She's been very quiet. Because the lady wants to go on the face of the law.
Come on now, that's what we want to know. So we can look.
I
Oh,
have to tell you, I put it out there. She's been very, very quiet about that. Yes. That's her long-term goal. To get up and to get her gold license to go to race at Wick.
of all the races, why that one? Is there a why to that?
No, really. I think it's just like the 24 hours, the atmosphere, and getting
Wow.
being able to drive against the different classes of cars.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I must admit, we spoke at the top of the show about the Nuremberg 24-hour, this Nürburgring at the top of the hour, and they're already advertising 2027, and just how interesting it was. And as much as I've watched it, I've never really delved into its story and just the qualifying and everybody getting involved. It's a lot. It's a lot in concerns the teams. However, that doesn't mean that the opportunities are not there for you. And as you put it out there, the opportunities are there for you. We wish you all the very best and have every expectancy that that will be one of your desires, one of your wishes that will come through. That will happen. That will happen for you. And on that route, you're also a part of Girls on Track and Driven by Us. Is that correct?
Yes.
And how is your involvement with that?
So we went one time, we got invited to go to twice we got invited to go to Formula E with Girls on Track.
Right.
And we got to go to the Royal
Oils with Bill Club.
Right.
Garage Club.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, for the end of the year gathering.
Well, that's quite a dress-up one.
Yeah, it was.
Quite a dressed up, nice snazzy little one. I know that's a club at one time they didn't even allow allow ladies into that club. But
Mm.
since I've been speaking with Carol over the past few years, she seems to go there quite a lot, and she's doing, which I'm really pleased to hear, because it's all about the representation
Yes.
as well. Do you consider, or otherwise, do you feel that you're representing your country, or otherwise, your, I suppose you're representing you. You are representing you. What's the kind of question I'm asking here, Professor Johnson? Because it's only at a level,
Yeah.
obviously, when you're representing yourself, you've got to make sure that you've got your gloves, your kits, and even consider if you're renting or otherwise if you're hiring your cart and
Yeah.
everything else to be there week in, week out. You've got your parents driving you to your tracks, and obviously there's family life, there's siblings and everything else like that. How, because I know your family is very much a part of what you're doing. That makes all, how do you feel about that? How do you feel about that? You know, the sacrifices and everything else like that.
I feel very happy and appreciate like the amount of work my parents put into to be able to let me do this. Also, my brother also does it as well, so it's not just me, it's both of us that my parents have to put the time in to do it, and my mum does my Instagram, she puts a lot of effort into it. Very appreciated.
And I say that because just recently we're reading an article which we mentioned earlier about a young man, well, he's not so young, he's in his 30s now, but he just won the PGA Open, what's the America's Cup, for golf. Yeah. And saying that one of the first things that he did was thank his parents. Now, that's not unusual, but extensively just how much we do encourage the parents and just adults to really be a part of their children's or young people's lives. This is nothing on your generation, I'm saying, Melina, but just to say it's different to how it was previously, really get involved and really being a part of what goes on in our lives and having an ambition and knowing that we've got the support. So it must be very nice and encouraging to know that that support is there for you.
Yeah, it is. My parents still work very hard. My mum will think about it.
Yes. I'm aware that both of you, that's your brother and yourself, are both karting. It was nice to meet him also. So you're creating your path, and I'm sure there may be many examples where you thought, you know what, I know that I'm on the right path, I'm thoroughly enjoying this. What are some of the experiences that you had recently? Like, yes, exactly, I know I'm doing the right thing at the right time. Are you able to put that into words?
I can't really explain it at this time.
That's okay. That's all right.
It was no somewhere that you may not be able to go to if you've not really been classes.
Maybe the paddock at Bonnie.
Yes, it was that kind of before me, yeah.
And what do you think of Formula E?
It's alright.
Yeah, that's what we say. It's all right.
It's alright, it's not the best.
Yeah, yes.
If it's on a TV, I'll watch it. Or if I get invited, I'll watch it. But
Okay. It's okay. Yes, not me. Within the other parts of the paddock, or otherwise the racing world, are there any favourite racers, drivers that you have?
Lewis Hamilton.
He's admired, and why is that?
Just because I don't even have to influence because he's accomplished so much in the industry of motorsports. Becoming a 7-time world champion and matching Michael Schumacher's record, and then Mission 44 as well, opening paths to like people in diverse backgrounds.
Do you feel that you're part of that to Mission 44 with the opportunities that are there?
I'm entirely sure because I haven't done anything.
I'll say that from the point of view, I think you're part of it because maybe not personally, But however, because those opportunities are there, you're a part of it through Carol. That's what I'm saying. I'm putting it out there. I do apologize because obviously you're part of the Next Generation Academy within being a part of as an apprentice or otherwise as an assistant this week, and just having the experience of being in that environment from such a close network.
And it's actually the main book today, so this is big part of the emails, what they're putting in. I have two young ladies, it's happening in group, that's the third one I've done in 2 weeks. Doing their theses, and I wanted them, a lot of them all given about unrepresentation and diversity of the sport. So some lady who's actually based in Switzerland, lives in Dubai.
Yes.
So we did it, so we put the time, and I've got the lady to do the time into it, she did all the right things. Came online, and I spoke to the lady, and at the end, she actually came up and let me tell me your experience. So she goes, so when it's all their quotes, we'll be looking to see some amazing stuff business today. So that's absolutely quite that. Because you've got perspective from me, that you've got from that 15-year-old as well, so I have make her business even better.
Definitely. It's lovely to hear that these subjects and people are coming to you with their theses, and that's the stage, obviously, and that's the growth, I think, of motorsport, of engineering, and looking at it from other walks of life, other parallels, just getting information.
Carol was mainly more on the fan experience and social media. We're doing another one tomorrow actually, and what I did last week was the young man who lives in Vienna, actually. So they're reaching me out worldwide, and that's why we've got a young lady who's a journalist studying journalism at Gloucester University. So I'm getting almost weekly now, which is quite good. And there's to add some input into. Sometimes these pieces get picked up into major research.
Yes, and that's what it is, because a thesis at that time is obviously at the end of their degree, so to speak, before they may go on to a master's. And some are made into, some obviously go into, because it's meant to be a short book, a pamphlet. So congratulations, Carol. Really pleased to hear that people are reaching out to you to get your, if not knowledge, but obviously your recommendations, information, and certification on certain things which they obviously are researching on. And what better person than someone who's been in the business, so to speak, for over 30 years, and you have your documentary. Is there anything further happening for you there with the documentary? Just ask while we're on that subject.
It's hit the 12K mark now, just over. It opened the London Bridge Festival, which was on a couple of weeks ago, because it was winners of the short documentary. And it's changed all the roles, because we need to have the laurels actually on the video now, it's on the text and stuff. The text was getting made, so it's getting all the current seasons.
Filming.
That describes the new ones are starting now. I'm actually going to date into she's invited me to a preview of another book she does now, not that much book, so I'll get to private speak back in July, so
Lovely.
So I think Gracie's a phenomenal storyteller, all that so we're still keeping in touch. So yeah, so I'm still using the film, and I still get something back to me and say, oh, I've just seen it. So yeah, so it's a very good tool, and I just need to start using it more now to get sponsorship for NRG.
Definitely. Well, we'll talk about that in concerns to obviously what the diary of NRG is and the sponsorship, because you have your tags and webpage. Melina, I just want to ask you just a few more questions there. As you've heard, and obviously you've been dealing with the diaries, with Carol's diary for those that are calling her for theses. How does that impact you in concerns to seeing the work that she actually does? I know you did mention this at the top of the interview. How has it impacted you?
It's given me media training, so it's helping me, to see what Carol talks about and how she presents herself, and then use it when I get interviewed.
I like that very much. I want to go back to the the kind of people that you admire. And I did ask what one of your F1 drivers were, and you said obviously Sir Lewis Hamilton. And any particular teams that you admire?
No, not really.
And with any drivers, are there any past drivers in eras beforehand that you may admire?
No, but there is someone, if you've heard of Jamie Chadwick.
Yes, yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
She was one of my inspirations. Because she's paved the way
Mm-hmm.
for girls into motorsports through like the Jamie Chadwick series. And then partnering up with Jamie Chadwick, they turned to do open sectors, to do race schools, and for International Women's Day, they gave out 5,000 free sessions, teaming up with Jamie Chadwick, so it's given them the girls a path to get into those schools.
And I suppose as pioneers, because I do think we're still going through that time of pioneers, I do consider Carol a pioneer. I consider many of the women who are at this time, even through this conversation, we are pioneering, you know, a path for others to come around and, you know, and behind us. If not for them, then we wouldn't be here from that point of view. It's been a pleasure speaking with you, and I'd like you to maybe round off with a message that you may have for our listeners, or otherwise your shout outs as well, please.
I say that if you're uncomfortable, just still go for it, even if someone tries to throw you off.
That is very well said. You've got to go for what you believe in, and yeah, I wouldn't say what's the worst can happen. More importantly, what you're saying is just go for it. Don't stop. Don't give up. Thank you very much for your time. I know I'm going to meet and see you again. I do believe so. And the very best for your brother and yourself. Are you both competing this weekend?
No, just my brother's away.
Okay. So the very best for you both, nonetheless. And wishing you so much more in the near future with your karting career. And I know that Carol will keep us abreast and ahead of what's happening for you. Now, with you still remaining there, this weekend we have the Canadian race.
This Liverpool race,
So,
that's happened to pretty cool that again.
Yes.
There's not an awful lot of news coming out at the moment, but I suspect feel like this trip since Miami. I think again it's going to be a very, very close contested race, which the gets as well in the sprint as well in the long race. Obviously, Antonelli's up there, but
Yes.
you're going to have the mechanical, you're going to have Lewis and Leclerc, and you've got Max who still wants it.
Yes.
And he's very eager for a win this week after him having a slightly disastrous
Weekend. Yeah.
finish of the weekend where he managed to get the team in first place and then unfortunately their driver off were.
Yeah. And that was so quite sad to watch from the point of view. You got it in. It's like, oh no.
Yeah, yeah. And it must be quite bad because often we've had it a lot where, you know, when cars have gone off for a couple of hours and they're fixed them and they still manage to come out and get over the finish line. This one of course was terrible.
Yeah.
So there's that. I am looking forward to having a positive it's like, it's getting, you can't call it. You can't call it at all. And I would say, this is their what, fourth race now? They'll get to
The fifth race.
with the drive and drivability of it, when to use it to overtake one.
Exactly.
When to preserve your boots, all of that. So some of them are handling it better, so actually 20 points got it better, and other people are still struggling. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
As you said, it's a sprint race. And another thing which we talked about, you mentioned last week, was for the results of the sprint to be the qualifying for the main race. Do you have any comments on that, Alina? Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, because it kind of reminds me of Ryan.
In what way?
Like one of my formats that we do for my championship is you do a qualifying session,
Yes.
then you do a race, and then wherever you come in your races, where you're going to be for your final race or something.
So as it accumulates, it puts you in a better stead.
Yeah, it would be more interesting.
And you find that gives it much more interest than just doing a qualifying, scrap that, and then do another qualifying.
Yeah, yes.
So it gives it, what's that word I'm looking for, ratio, an average, I suppose, across the bench. Okay, I'm understanding, I'm getting it. Not that I heard exactly what Cal was, and at first I was like, you know, I thought, I want more racing, which I suppose qualifying again may give us. However, it does mean that do we lose a race when they qualify? It just goes into,
I think if you look at the format of the time last week, I think that's how they had a free practice, and then they qualified for their first race, which was a sprint race, then
Yes.
there was a sprint race, and where they finished in their sprint race, and that gave them their grid pace for the second race. Now, I think they've got some more time, but it wasn't for one, I think it's called free practice.
yes.
Qualified.
So I guess they get another free practice, they'll get two.
So your free practice tends to be trying out different setups. Whereas qualifying, you're trying to get the car with the least amount of fuel and everything else to just do an outrun and a fly back to get the best time.
And the more free practice gives you a bit of time, I suppose, because it's all about collecting and collating all the telemetries, all that information. And then I've got a question for you, and that is, how are you finding collecting the information from the, I'm not going to ask you for how your maths are, but I mean, how do you find that in concerns to collating and giving that information back to yourself for that? Does that make sense?
It's through Milena.
Yes, I'm talking to Milena, admittedly.
How she collect information of what she's doing back to herself?
Yes.
Back to the team.
A bit of both. First back for herself to then be able to translate that to the team. How is that improving for her, and how?
So I'm still reading with you. So that's not the racing. Obviously, when you went to the car, did you get any feedback about the same time or anything like that? Don't want to find that. Oh, she's not the one who does the car. Oh, it's like with the karting.
Right. Unless I'm listening.
Whereas the car, the track racing, it's a rental car, you can still do feedback to your engineer to help maybe put more pressure in your tyres or tweak something.
In going back to the karting, this is because I do not know. Is it a case of if you need something done to the kart because it may be a different kart that you rent from one week to another, are you able to let them know how you want it delivered or otherwise what you'd like with the car? Is that option available?
No, if there's something wrong with the car, you just put it into pits, and there will be a tester that tests it, and if there's anything the car's fine, they'll send it back out.
Right. And how are you finding the ins and the outs, even though there's nothing, let's say, that you can do with it, but how are you finding one kart from another? How are you feeling the track? How are you enjoying to feed the track? What are you learning to look for now?
So sometimes I go behind someone to follow their line to see if my car is slower on the straight or it's faster than the corners, and then I also follow their race lines to see if they're doing anything different from me, and if they're going faster in the corner.
I love to hear intelligence. I admire to hear intelligence. Thank you very much. So with that said, I think it shows us exactly what's happening now with the new engines in some respects for Formula One, just seeing how they are following each other, and not to take away obviously from what you're doing with the karting, but just for how we're getting some kind of momentum. I really want a little bit of momentum with the season. I'm not feeling it as yet. I suppose we've got to wait till after the summer break, because after this we've got another break, and then we've got Monaco. You know.
No, Austria.
Okay, 5, 6, Canada. Okay, it's alright, you're going to go right here, I will tell you. So we've got Montreal, Canada, Monaco. So we are, for May, we have Canada the 22nd and 24th of May, and then for June at the beginning for this season, we have Monaco the 5th and the 7th. Yes. Oh, actually, no. Then they're going to Spain because Catalina's,
Obviously Spain or, oh, okay, Spain,
and then Austria.
then Austria, and
Yeah.
then it's obviously England.
That's right. You know, and that's what I'm saying. I'm kind of like getting used to the new. It's not higgledy-piggledy. It's just to put the places in different times, and your body gets used to being at a certain time. It's like, oh, that's not right. You know. And you know, I'm still getting used to and accepting because even Azerbaijan is a little bit earlier because I had it later last year, and I prefer to have it early in the year if you don't mind.
Yeah. But Monaco should be this weekend, this week's on our
Bank holiday.
weekend.
Yeah, exactly. What's that about? Don't they realise that we've got things to do, places to go at the
Yeah,
same time?
well, I don't know if that's historically, it's the fact, because Monaco was going to be hit with 3 races, so they had the historic Grand
That's
Prix,
right.
which was about a month ago.
Mm-hmm.
Then last weekend was Formula E was there.
So it's,
That's been 2 week gap between each.
yeah, so that's what we've got on it all the way down.
And that's why everyone got bumped back to a week later.
And it does make us a little bit off kilter, I find.
Yeah, it does.
It's not, you know, and it's not that, and I think it can cause arguments. Of course. Well, we're coming up to that time now. I want to say thank you very much, Lena. It's been lovely speaking with you. Lovely regards to you and your family. And Carol, thank you very much. But I must say, last words with you, Carol.
Well, as always, I'm looking forward, I really am looking forward to Canada. Hopefully it's going to be on it. And keep it at 9 o'clock and go a little bit. I should not be looking for my thing. Nobody bring me, please. I won't run to my phone. And yeah, looking forward to it. Looking forward to, you know, the rest of the year. And yeah, seeing how it affects the change of businesses. As usual, stay safe, be conscious of each other. And I'll see you next week.
Thank you very, very much. That's Carol Glenn and Melina Clark, a name that we're going to hear many times. I want you to remember that. Melina Clark, currently doing karting, young lady, doing an apprenticeship. She's, yes, she is. She's doing a work experience with the lovely Carol Glenn at this time. So, it's that time.
Okay.
Yes.
So see you next week.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Carol. That's right, going places. Now we heard all that. Before we do catch up with what's happening there? Okay. Before we do catch up with the lovely Tunde, and I know that yes, Tunde talks football, but however, staying with in the time for the F1. If you would like to have any intention or otherwise, let's find out what's happening on Melina Clark's webpage. So that's mcmotorsports.co.uk. That's right. And I suggest you peruse. I suggest you put your money where your mouth is and your finger there and go with it. So let's carry on. Yes, victory. Nothing more than victory. Nothing less than victory. Isn't she lovely? I was so impressed. And what I like is when Carol says to me, you wouldn't believe me, somebody's been getting in contact with me, but I don't know if I've got the time, I have to look at my diary. So she looks at her diary, she may not have the time, but they do not stop. That doesn't mean that you should until she says yes. And I'm also very impressed, and when I say, I think it's fantastic to hear, to be sought out when it comes to you're doing your thesis and you think, who can I speak to? Who do I need to speak to? Who do I want to speak to? And where should I go? Yes! I know, I've got it. I'm going to tip my tongue. It's Carol. From Next Racing Generation, yes, we'll be speaking with the lovely Carol again. Next week we'll be telling us about, well, I suppose, her diary, the time spent with Melina over the week. But there's nothing more to say because this week she will not be available. Don't go. that's a really nice ambition, not just an easy one to have in consensus demands and knowing that, yeah, that's what I'd like to be, that's what I'd like to do, and that's what's going to happen. So thank you very much, Mum and Dad. Thank you. Yes, Mrs. Clark. And she's a fan of Sir Lewis Hamilton for the very reason of what he's accomplished. So it's not just a case of having lipstick as well, his colours, which is interesting, isn't it? I mean, he's fashionable, he's kind of, he has brought so much style and difference. I mean, I know it did happen a little bit when we had James Hunt, but they only brought girls and cigarettes and drinking, and, but that wasn't really style. We didn't get the same kind of style. I mean, not that other, drivers didn't have style, some of them had very nice style, but it's just different, isn't it? It's just different. Yeah, let's find out what we're going to find out about Sir Lewis Hamilton at 7:44. Is this the right one? Okay, alright then, okay. So we're going to go straight in, and at the moment I'm playing we have all the time in the world, which we don't in fact, but we do. Okay, alright, okay. Actually, we don't have all the time in the world because we've got Tunde Talks Football, and when Tunde Talks Football, we don't have all that time. We've got, is it 90 minutes plus extra time possibly, Tunde?
Yes. No, it's coming up 100 minutes game now. 90 minutes plus however much the officials want to add.
They want to add on, just for safety, just for a little bit of cushioning. So, I mean, where do we start?
Well, I'll start today, because I've got to tell people that at 7:30 tonight, Bournemouth kick off against Man City, and at 8:15 Chelsea kick off against Tottenham Hotspur. And Tottenham Hotspur need their points here, because they are there fighting with West Ham, who are not doing so well down in the relegation.
I will say this time, we do have Professor Johnson running up and down the corridors in just to relax himself, I think, before the Tottenham Hotspur match. But I say nothing more. I say nothing more.
As I started there,
He heard his name.
we need to talk about the Premier League, because boy, things happened there on the weekend, For most clubs, it's the penultimate game, just that the two killers just mentioned have to catch up, but once they've caught up, then that's that, you know what I mean? The teams would have played 27 games, so next week, the Sunday coming, that's it.
I thought tonight was it. So we've got the,
wait, tonight could be it. Could be.
it could,
Yes, insofar as the season doesn't end until next week. However, look, if Man City don't win tonight against Bournemouth, then Arsenal will have won the Premier League. Even but, you know what I mean, if Spurs don't manage to win, it still goes to next week because then it's like a straight shootout. You know what I mean? It's still tight because West Ham are 2 points behind as we speak right now. So it's not decided. We need to wait until like
You have to wait to the end. You have to wait to the very end.
The time on Sunday to find out all kickoffs are at 4 o'clock. But let me rewind there because I need to let you know, for people who don't know what happened on the weekend.
Tunde.
Serious games, yo.
Yes. Good evening, Tunde. How are you?
Even Professor, I am blessed by the football has been to me.
Yeah. I am very old-fashioned, and I don't like the fact that the FA Cup is being played before the last game of the season.
No, I'm with you, man. I thought that was a bit cheeky.
Yeah.
Okay, so do we get back on? Okay, that's what happened this weekend, isn't it?
Yeah, that's. I'm just a very old-fashioned.
Right. Yes, they should have waited.
Open the door for the ladies,
No.
all of that kind of thing.
Yeah, I know,
Move the
yes.
chair when they sit down.
Quite right.
Yeah, put the fork on the left and the right
I
hand
like
side.
you. I like
Yeah,
you.
that
I like
thing.
you.
So,
Okay, we
so
digress.
therefore, you don't play the FA Cup final.
Yeah, come in.
Before- that's just like, you must stick to the team, man. Keep the tradition going. You play all the league games. You play the FA Cup final at the end
Okay.
of everything.
Okay, my question then is, when did
Uh-huh.
that change?
I don't know, when somebody started shaking their pockets and started offering big change or whatever.
Did that happen last year?
It didn't happen last year. I remember, I think 2017 or 2018, there was a big backlash
Okay.
and people argued and they said, no, we're going to keep after.
Okay. Well, I'm going to stop you there.
Yes.
Right. Before you were so rudely interrupted today.
I quite like the point that I mean, but since we mentioned the FA Cup, yeah, just briefly, I will say, yeah, Man City won.
Man, yeah.
We were to lose 1-0. And what it means though is like, I think for the Chelsea will not be playing in Europe next season. I'll talk more about that later on. And
Yeah.
we got 7-0 because it was him that scored rather than there, yeah.
Yes.
Let's go back to the Premier League because Liverpool was struggling. They're all not well in up there in Merseyside. They lost 4-2 against Aston Villa. That was Friday, you know. And then Saturday happened. And that's when the FA Cup did happen. And I will come back to Saturday because that's like the WSL matches, yeah.
Yes,
And
that's
I
covered.
was blessed to be able to be at one. But I was also blessed to get there because I was there at the G-Tech Stadium with one of the young people there. We witnessed the Bees come back twice, you know, to draw with Crystal Palace 2-2.
Oh my gosh, check you out. You were busy.
And no, yeah, I'm getting my football fixed, people, because the season's nearly done. I'm seeing as much football as I can. You know what I mean?
Fantastic.
Everton, they was at home, they started off good, but they ended up losing 3-1 to Sunderland. Leeds, yeah, Leeds beat Brighton 1-0. I tell you what, Fulham was struggling, but they managed to get a 1-1 draw. They came from behind to draw 1-1 with Wolves, already relegated Wolves. West Ham, that's what I'm saying, they're struggling. They lost 3-1 away to Newcastle. And this game, I have to mention this game here, because the final score was 3-2, and it was Man United against Nottingham Forest. But the VAR thing, put a spanner in the mix. It looked like one of the Man U players, I can't remember which one, turned into a Harlem Globetrotter. Seriously, yeah, handball, serious handball. But the referee and them didn't think it was, and so
Really?
they allowed the goal to stand. Yeah. So
That doesn't sound good. That doesn't sound good.
Well, no, why it doesn't sound good because they've come out, the Professional Referees Association, whoever it is, come out and apologize. But that doesn't help with the points, of course. You know what I mean? So that was a bit gutted before they battled hard. But that's.
Well, I've got a question very quickly. And my question, as you mentioned, the referee association, did they come back with any feedback with the game that was had in West Ham the other day? Because West Ham wanted to find.
That's a brilliant question.
They
I
wanted
haven't
to
heard
know.
nothing from them yet.
Yeah,
They haven't
they
said
just
anything
know.
about that.
Yeah, okay,
No.
just hush up.
Yeah.
Yeah, just hush up, yeah.
Having a meeting about that one, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Listen.
They've run out of biscuits, innit, and tea. The meeting's still proceeding.
It's still going.
Yeah.
Okay.
What happened also, listen, yesterday, or whatever day, Arsenal, they played Burnley. And normally if you can get Burnley, already relegated Burnley, you know, but for me it doesn't matter because that was a tough game. It ended up
Premier. It didn't happen. It was bundled to Arsenal. There we go. So that was that, and that means that Arsenal are still in the chance for a double if they need to win the league and then they need to rest and recover because on the 30th of May that's when they play the Champions League final against Paris Saint-Germain. Alright, so
Okay, be ready.
man, they need to be ready. But who needs to be ready tonight is Chelsea, Spurs, Bournemouth and Man City. They need to be ready.
In the now.
And I mentioned Man City because rumour has it, or maybe it's said that Pep Guardiola could be leaving, is leaving, maybe leaving after 10 years in
Hold on a
charge
minute.
at Man City, and after 17 major trophies, 20
Oh,
in
wow.
total. So
He's a good looking one with Will's jumpers, isn't it?
yeah,
Yeah,
but they make a little matter of the 115 charges that is still not been resolved yet. I just thought I'd put that out. The charges, the alleged financial rule breaches that happened historically over a 9-year period between 2009 and 2018. They are still, it has not been resolved yet.
That's money we're talking about, right?
Yeah, there's some very rich Saudi Arabian gentlemen
Okay.
who own the club.
Okay.
Failure to comply with this alleged breach, alleged failure, not to sue because I'm broke, alleged breach, alleged failure to do something else. So there's multiple alleged this and that, and so it's taken a long time, and anyhow, in between all them allegations, possibly, so it says that Pep will be leaving at the end of, it could be, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Personally, I haven't spoken to Pep, but this is what I've been hearing.
That's what you've been getting.
Yeah.
On the ground.
You ready, man?
The ex-Chelsea manager,
Right.
possibly replaces it. We don't know. You know what? All I can tell you is that possibly Xabi Alonso maybe or is going to be the next Chelsea manager.
Okay.
The merry-go-round, the managerial door is still revolving. There's going to be,
Xabi Alonso.
still.
Okay, I've got a quick question,
Yes.
and that is, Pep, that's the good looking one who wears the jumpers, right? Okay, so that one, as I said, is it because the other guy who's been in City is leaving, because they said because he's leaving, Pep was going to leave as well? The other one that's been there?
No.
Okay, just hey, just.
For 10 years, I think it's quite, he's a very intensive manager. I mean, I love football, but,
Right.
I don't manage a team. And have to deal with all the media and all the things. 10 years under that scrutiny,
Yeah.
trying to, win, like, they won the Premier League 6 times, they did it 4 times in a row, they won the Champions League, they've got a treble, they've got other trophies as well. It's not been easy. Despite, you can say about like all these charges and whatever, but without Pep, will they have one of those things with their players? Because he's managed, to get them playing. So,
Very good question.
Players have come and go.
Yeah, and he's not involved with like, as far as I'm aware, the legal process. He's there to deal with the players. So, so that's what's happened. That's what's happened
Yes.
in the Premier League last season. But you know what? Like I said, this weekend, people, get yourself. Make sure you're there by some TV, radio, or like on some screen somewhere, checking out what's going to happen because this Sunday is it. We will
Sunday
find out
is it,
4 o'clock, all matches pick up at the same time. And the key one, depending on what happens tonight, Crystal Palace, Arsenal, and Arsenal are away to Palace, and Palace don't make nothing easy for nobody. Tottenham Hotspur are at home to Everton, and West Ham will be at home to Leeds.
Wow.
I know.
That's definitely going to be a case of,
Yeah.
because that's when the Grand Prix are at that time. But anyway, that's.
Watch the Grand Prix, just like, have a little, after
Definitely.
Depends, isn't it?
Well, this is the F1 All Sports show, so we definitely will be watching all sports. So, to your liking, you watch at your own peril.
And also, what's not decided yet is like there's still some European spots up for grabs, like in the UEFA, the Conference League, and oh my gosh, the UEFA Conference League and the Europa League, alright? So they're still playing, so depending on the outcome, because you know what, it's happening Wednesday. I mean, Crystal Palace, fair play to them, yeah. They just managed, they've done their game, they played on the weekend, fought hard, got their 2-2 draw, and then this Wednesday, yeah, at 8 p.m., they will be playing in the UEFA Conference Final
Yeah, good for them.
against Granada. So yes, please people, get behind the Eagles, yeah. Let's see if they can do this. Okay, but okay, so that's the man. That's what's happening.
Yes.
That's what's happening in the Premier League. What's happening and what's happening.
Yes.
But like I said, I've been blessed this weekend because I've had a proper week. Yeah. But I was also blessed enough to be able, me personally, to go to Stamford Bridge to watch, yes, Chelsea women against Man United. You know, and one of the reasons I'm really bright, as I said, is as I got their boots, and it's also it was Sam Kerr's last home game. Last game at home, last game forever for Chelsea. You know what I mean? I don't know where Sam Kerr's going, but next season it
That's what it is right now.
Yeah. But you know what was brilliant? I was there to see the. You need to watch to see the goal, yeah. See the goal that allowed Sam Kerr to be the joint top goal scorer in Chelsea's history, along with like Frank Kirby. 160 goals. Yeah, that's what she's got in her time. She's been there for like 6.5 years or something. And you know, also bearing in mind that she was out for like over a year with a ACL, the cruise ship knee injury. She was out for that time there. But the goal, wicked cross, very nonchalant, effortless by Lauren James. And Sam Kerr was in there, right foot volley, so sweet.
Ready.
You need to see it.
I'm looking for it now.
Yeah, I'm saying, if it's not on the top social media somewhere, someone's not been doing their job, mate. I'm telling you that now. It was beautiful. And
Rolling back the years.
Witness that thing there. Arsenal beat Everton, this is the ladies, you know, this happened, Arsenal played earlier, right? They beat Everton 1-0 earlier in the week, and then they played on the weekend and beat Liverpool 3-1, and Everton lost 1-0 to Man United. Spurs managed to beat Brighton, and Brighton are getting ready for the appearance of the Women's FA Cup final, but Brighton lost 2-1. West Ham, they played Man City, and they lost that game, man. It was 4-1, you know, it was tough. You know, they got their goal. It was a nice goal too, and they stay in the Women's Super League, so that's cool for them. And then I think there's one more game now. Yes, London City Lionesses. I think they come from behind, but they managed to beat. This is their debut season, you know. They came up and they done well. I think they finished mid-table. Yeah, sixth in the league. Their debut season, so congratulations. Well done. I know their owners are ambitious and, you know, they want to finish higher, but that's a start. You have to start somewhere.
Definitely.
Yeah, so well done to London City Lionesses. And you know what, when I talk about congrats also to Bunny Shaw, WSL Player of the Season. The first
She got it for the season.
Yeah, man. First assistant golden boot. She scored 21 goals, yeah, in like 22 appearances. And then the other thing is, and in that time she's got 6 hat-tricks, right, in her career. She's been at Man City since 2021, but I think her contract has not been signed, so she could be moving. So keep an eye out for where Bunny Shaw could end up for next season. We'll see. There's going to be lots of changes. You know, some players have hung up their boots, some players' contracts end and they're looking for other teams. You know, so it's going to be interesting. But yeah, big up Bunny Shaw, and also big up Hannah Hampton, the Chelsea keeper, because she won the Golden Glove, making the most saves of the season. So yeah, most clean sheets and stuff. I mean, not most saves, but yeah, they kept the most clean sheets.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
One thing I just want to remind people, I've said it before, like in the previous show, but I'm going to remind you again, like from the 28th to the 30th of May.
What's happening?
If it don't, man, get yourself down to the G-Tech Stadium because it is the women's, the World Women's 7 tournament, 7v7, okay? It's happening there. It's going to be like a festival of football. It is quick, like
That's the
rolling
women's.
subs. You're going to have, the rumor has it that Man United, Aston Villa, Everton, Tottenham Hotspur, London City Lionesses, West Ham United, Leicester City, and I've just heard that Chelsea are going to be in this tournament taking place at the end of May. Average price for tickets, I think, is like £20 for adults and most of the tickets. Keep getting it down, and you can see enough games. Get yourself down to the G, get online, find out.
Can you go over the dates again, please?
The 28th to the 30th of May. Yeah, matches last
That's
30
week
minutes.
after next.
2 minutes, there's two 15 minutes halves. There's quick rolling stuff, there's no offside, you know what I mean? So it's going to be just quick. So yeah, get yourself down
Nice, just
there.
after the bank holiday, lovely.
Yeah, man.
Why not?
So I just want to let people know that's what's happening.
G-Tech,
Yeah, the G-Tech Stadium. Just, you know.
Lovely. 7x7.
Mm-hmm.
So that means, obviously that means 7 on the team.
Yeah, man, 7v7 is like fast-paced, rolling subs, and you should get some high scoring content.
And when you say rolling subs, what does that mean?
So you can come on and off.
Oh.
You can be subs, and then after a little while, Monday wants to bring you back on, it can happen.
Okay, just want to know, because I don't know. Yeah, okay, thank you very much. Yeah.
No, it's good to ask.
That's what I'm here
Yeah,
for.
good to us, good
That's
to
what I'm
us.
here for. You're listening to the F1 and All Sports Radio Talk Show. And with Tunde, we talk football. We have Professor Johnson in the house. Me, Sheda.
Yeah.
The other thing I need to let people know, remind people that even though the season's coming to an end, there's still things that's going on, so you just need to know, yeah? The 23rd of May is the relegation promotion playoff between Charlton and Leicester. Remember that, so whoever wins that will,
We're going down.
well, so if Charlton win, they will come up into the Women's Super League, but if Leicester lose, then they will go down. So that's what's happening. Leicester are currently like fighting to stay in, and Charlton are fighting to get in. That's basically the
Okay, so if it goes the other way around, they're staying exactly where they are.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
There's no fun there.
That is a 12, well, it is fun if for Charlton, if they manage to win it, then they come up in it.
Yes, definitely.
Right, so that's the 12:30 kickoff.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's the, so then if you, after that match, go get yourself something to eat, get hydrated, because then it's the UEFA Women's Champions League final.
It's just go.
I mean, there's no English like teams in it, but you know, Barcelona against Lyon, so you need to watch that. If you love football and you're around, just find it. So that's 5 o'clock on, you know what I mean?
Why not?
Yeah, but the other thing, I've got to say, there is supposed to be, and I say supposed to be the playoffs, isn't it? For the team that's supposed to come up into the Premier League and Hull City or Southampton. But there's this thing called Spygate. I don't know if people do some arguing that. Yes.
I know nothing.
Right, so what happened is Southampton played Middlesbrough before, and there's allegations, another allegation that somebody from Southampton or some person went and spied on the Middlesbrough while they were doing
Oh, I will trade. Oh, yes, I heard about this. I did hear about this.
So there's the fuel being lost, but because the thing is supposed to happen on the 25th, which is Saturday, we don't know. They have gone to kind of like appeal and do whatever, have talks, they're having a meeting, and so maybe tomorrow we might find out what the result of the meeting is. So we don't know, man.
Yeah.
This is serious.
How do they know that the person was actually, well,
They got caught.
yeah. At the end of the day, you get cash. Yeah, that's it. Thank you very much for that information.
That's alright, you know,
Got caught.
they got caught, so we're gonna have to wait and see what's going on. But boy, a couple of people.
Yeah.
You know,
Why do that? Yeah.
So I just wanna,
Okay, so yeah, that's happened, and then so don't forget, you are going to talk about the Unity Cup too, aren't you? Oh, are we there yet?
I mentioned the UNIT White Cup last week,
You
innit?
did. You
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
That's happening soon as
Yeah,
well.
the 26th and the 30th, because I've got it in my diary.
Yeah,
In the
and that's
diary.
happening at the Valley. Hey, they're going to be busy down in Cheltenham. Yeah.
Because this one's.
That's where it's taking place, yeah, the 26th to the 30th of May.
Oh my gosh!
Nigeria, Jamaica, India, and Zimbabwe.
That's a real busy one. That one is
Yeah.
actually. Okay, I'm trying to
That
think.
is the UNIT White Cup, you know, it's all happening. But I have to tell people, that's this little thing, that's in case you weren't aware.
Okay.
The World Cup is coming, there's only 23 days.
23 days.
If you didn't know where you've been, but now you do know, because Steve will let you know what happens in the
23
football
days.
live and direct here on www.bbmcradio.com.
I can't wait for that fiasco to just to find out what's going on.
Find out what's going on.
I mean, it's sport, and that's the great. I really hope that sport remains the focus for the day, because that's what we want. We want good sport, we want to enjoy it, and I hope everyone's safe. For whatever stories we hear, I hope the best. I want to wish the best on every situation. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yes, when we have the joy on the pitch.
Yes.
That's what we want. We want to see some good football.
Good football, nice.
And yeah, and maybe a team who hasn't won it for a while or who hasn't won it at all.
Maybe 60 years or such. Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe for a few 60 years.
African nation.
Okay.
Or, you know, England, you know, a different, possibly, you know what I mean? That's what we like. That's what I like anyway. So I'll put it out there.
Somebody I know. Yeah, definitely. And that would be nice because it makes such a difference, even to get into the top, I don't know, semi-finals, quarter-finals. And I want to say this to the press, who I believe are listening to every word that we're saying here on the World Wide Web at www.bbmcradio.com. Be gentle on the players. You know, respect the players. They're going out there. It does. They're going out there, they're leaving their families for the time that they're going to be there, their girlfriends and wives and all that kind of stuff, and they're going to be playing for this country, and those other players are playing for their country, so respect, please. Respect.
Yeah, yes, let's have fun. Hey, you know what, I need to mention, tomorrow, yeah, it's the Europa final.
Oh, wow.
And Aston Villa are playing that, they're playing Friday, that's an 8 o'clock kickoff, so we've got to support Aston Villa. I know it's coming big and fast, but that's what's happening tomorrow. It would be wrong of me not to mention that. So come on. Freiburg are, I think, currently 7th in the Bundesliga, which is the German league. Aston Villa need to go out there and win this. It's been a while since they've been in Europe, and it'll be lovely for them to come back, win a trophy.
And do something.
Yeah, that would be amazing. That would be amazing.
Alrighty, so I know everything else that we've got that's been said. There's a poem, if not one, maybe two for sure, that is in the making.
Yeah.
I think, is there time for a little musical interlude today?
Always, mate. Always.
I think we'll do that. We'll have a little musical interlude. Let me put my little button up. There we go. I'll press the button. I'm pressing. I am pressing. There we go. I'm pressing the button. Little musical interlude. There we go. Let's bring it home. Let's bring it home.
Okay.
You right there?
I'm very well, mate.
Okay. I'm good. Lovely to hear your voice and great to hear that you were out and about over the whole weekend. So with the time we're coming up to, we've got about 10 minutes. I'll give it 8 minutes. From the point of view to do the two pieces.
I can do both. Yeah, that's cool.
Okay, lovely.
One's on paper and one's on the screen. So
Okay.
But I'm ready.
You ready? Okay. So which one are we going to have first?
I'll do the Chelsea, the women's one first.
Okay.
That that was Saturday.
Okay. Okay, so we've got 2 pieces. Do you want to say anything else afterwards?
Just to remind people just about the last matches. Tonight's matches and the last game of the Premier League.
Okay, I'm going to keep it short within that. If it's coming up really close to 7:44, I'll say something like, I won't say last words, I'll just say thank you. Does that make that makes sense? So you will know if, because I usually say last words. So if it's really short, if there's a little bit of time, then, you know we've got a little bit of time, obviously. Okay, I'm going to come back into this, and it'll be you, okay?
All right.
You're listening to www.bbmcradio.com. That's right, we want you to bring a trophy home. Somebody, anybody, just bring home a trophy. It's always nice to get a trophy. It's on the mantelpiece. We're going to be introducing the lovely Tunde, who's here on www.bbmcradio.com. He's going to, oh wow, it's a pleasure and it's an honour to have her share not just one, but 2 of her pieces with us. And I'm going to say, it's over to you today.
Yeah, hot off the press, first time being read live and direct. You know what? I was at the game and I always carried a little pen and pad with me, taking a few notes. And then from them notes and ideas, a poem appeared. But this one, yeah, Captain Leader Blue. I arrived early at Stamford Bridge on May 16th for the final WSL game of the season, kickoff 1 p.m. Enjoyed soaking up the pre-match atmosphere and watching the teams warm up, both Chelsea and Manchester United women. This will be Millie Bright and Sam Kerr's last appearances for the Blues. Their longest serving player, Millie, has hung up her boots, and for Sam's next adventure, we'll have to wait for that news. Annie Lennox's sweet dreams pumping out over the speakers, the DJ whipping up the crowd. T-shirts fired into the stand, scarves and flags being waved. The crowd chanted, "Blue Army!" united and out loud. A gloomy atmosphere, a gloomy afternoon, floodlights are already on, plus it's cloudy, but thankfully the rain doesn't fall. Supporters unveiled the tifo stating, "Captain and legend, dream big for Millie Bright," before even team kicked a ball. Clapping fans on their feet as the players moved out to the iconic reggae tune Liquidator, played before every home game. Chelsea for life on the back of the shirt worn by Chelsea women's superfan Basil. Every supporter knows his name. The pitch is immaculate. Sprinklers on for the pre-match watering. The ground staff putting their final touches to the grass. Both captains shake hands. A coin is tossed, the whistle blows, and the game starts with a cross pass. A great cross from Chelsea's player of the season, Lauren James, and a wicked right-footed volley by Sam Kerr in the 34th minute, scoring her record equaliser, 116 goal to end her Chelsea career. 1-0, it was enough to win it. Sam was substituted in the 94th minute, applauded off to a standing ovation after 6.5 years at Chelsea. At the final whistle, there was a guard of honour for Sam and Millie to say thank you and farewell, because they'll both go down in the club's history. The League Cup winners, Chelsea finished 3rd in the league, so they missed out on the Champions League automatic qualification spots. Last season, they won their 6th successive title, but next season, they'll have to compete in the playoff first, and the competition should be hot. Captain Leader Blue. That's my poem to you.
I should have some of that clapping sound, but...
Yeah, we need to the echo chamber.
So that obviously was from Saturday's match, which was historical. That's
Yes, it
historical.
was.
Historical,
Yes,
most
it was.
certainly.
And what I'd also say is going to be historical is that from next season, all Chelsea Williams WSL games are going to be played at Stamford Bridge. Just to remind people, I've said it, but I'll say it again. You know what I mean? There we go. So you need to get down there and try and fill it. I think I was amongst just over 15,000 there on the Saturday atmosphere was good. You know what I mean? There's more people to support the women. Get yourself there, yeah.
That's good. And what's good about that is I suppose they have their own home now. So that must
Yeah,
feel,
yeah.
you know,
The boys at the home, but it's big because like their place before Kingsville was
mm-hmm.
sold out. You know, normally sold out a lot.
Mm-hmm. So that's good.
Alright.
That's brilliant. Thank you very much. And over to you.
Alright, I will just say before the next poem is currently 0-0, 9 minutes more between Bournemouth and Man City. I just want to yeah, I've been okay. So then, yeah, like I said, I was there with one of a young man I worked with. We managed to go to West London. So this is called Let It Be Happy and Be Together. But the B is B-double-E because that is the nickname of Brentford, the Bees.
Yes,
so that's why it's like that. So Let It Be Happy, Be Together. 3 p.m. kickoff on Sunday, the 17th of May, the penultimate game of the 2025-26 Premier League season. We're here to watch that game we love without question. We don't need a reason. Sat waiting outside on the wall, watching fans pass by on the way to the D-Tech Stadium. Brentford versus Crystal Palace FC. Different accents heard, people of all ages, backgrounds and abilities. The crowd an example of diversity. The sun's coming out, fans carrying pints, biting into burgers and singing about the Red and White Army. Police fans cruising by, but both sets of fans with flags flipped over their shoulders walk almost in perfect harmony. Football shirts were worn by fans, on their back the name of their favourite player is shown. For Brentford supporters wearing the club's baseball cap, the words "Let It Be" are sewn. A Crystal Palace penalty was given after a VAR check, and Ismail Nassar scored 1-0 only 6 minutes in. Brentford, the home team, somehow remained in the game. We wondered if they could come from behind and win. In the 14th minute, Dando Utara was in the right place. Good. When an attempted headed clearance ricocheted into the back of the net after hitting him in the face. 1-0 at half-time, 3 points were still on the line. In the 52nd minute, the Bees couldn't clear their lines and Adam Water put the ball in the back of the net. His low shot squirted under Kelleher's body, 2-1 down, but we knew the game wasn't over yet. It's never over till the ref blows out final whistle, a phrase I've often said. Proved right in the 88th minute when Dango got in his brace, scoring with his head. A hard-fought point, Brentford coming from behind on 2 occasions. Palace needs to prepare for the Europa Conference League final, and the Brentford players walked around the pitch after the game, their promised that of appreciation. 17,230 supporters were there to see 2-2 was the final score. Brentford nearly snatched the winners of this time, but 1 point was ever Easting. Well, that's what you get when you draw. Brentford's last game of the season is at Anfield on the 24th of May, a 4 p.m. kickoff. They're playing at Liverpool. I have a massive soft spot for both teams, but if the Bees could secure a European place in Keith Andrews' first year as manager, that would be something really cool. Finally, there's just one more thing to properly mention, that for a place in the UEFA Conference League, Brentford currently, as of the 19th of May today, the sitting eggs still remain firmly in contention. By late Sunday evening, we will know if it's time to renew the passports on that European tour. We get to go. Let it be happy, be together. Come on, you bees.
There we go. I've got the cap in.
I'm
Yeah.
feeling it good.
We just had some breaking news today.
Okay. What's the breaking news there?
Is there been a goal?
No, there's not been a goal. Southampton,
Mhm.
9 minutes. This is fresh out of the press. Southampton have been kicked out of the playoffs.
Southampton have been kicked out of the playoffs.
Yeah.
Southampton.
Yeah. This is breaking news. Yeah, the Football Association has ruled. Yeah, that's serious. Yeah.
Well, you know what, right? In between that time, normally after the game, Witherspoon would go on a holiday, but they didn't go. They don't stay and that kind of like,
Yeah.
we're preparing. So people will be prepared.
Mhm.
So it's now going to be
Mhm.
hard against
Yeah.
Middlesbrough.
So what's happened?
I'm sorry for the players, but
For those who don't know what's happened, Southampton has one of the performance analysts, part of the sports science team,
Mhm.
sneaked into the Middlesbrough training ground
Right.
and was filming their training session.
Right. And they've literally just announced that. haven't they?
There was charged guilty and there was charged and it was being in the tribunal. So unlike the West Ham Arsenal refereeing, they haven't run out of tea
Right.
and they haven't run out of biscuits and they've made a decision
Right. And the decision is
to kick Southampton
out.
out of the playoffs.
Wow.
So they will no longer now be fighting for a place to go into the Premiership.
Ooh.
Yeah, Spygate.
Yeah, that's, well, you know, if you do play dirty.
Yeah.
involved in that and their supporters, but boy,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Look,
Yeah, man.
lesson
I
learned.
think there was meeting and they was going to decide, but they made the decision that they
Yeah.
accept that. And also they put their best in that because the games still need to be taking place.
Yes.
On the 23rd, they can't
Yes.
log it off.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, they can't log him off. They can't.
And they certainly made it.
Yeah. If they're going to kick a team out, they need to make a decision. They can't wait until Monday.
What's going
Yeah.
on, people? That's what's happening.
Yeah.
That's what's happened.
Yeah.
Wow. You know, that is what's happened. And it's still 0-0. I think a goal was been disallowed for whatever reason. About 18 minutes scored. Man City and 0-0.
The goal's been disallowed, yeah.
And
That's
at
fine.
8:15 tonight, yeah. Chelsea. A big old London derby as well, you know. Chelsea against Tottenham Hotspur. Tottenham Hotspur are massively need their 3 points because they are like clawing to stay above that relegation zone. They don't want to go down. No one wants to go down, you know what I mean? But
Definitely.
yeah, we still win the game tonight and then
What's that?
go again on the weekend. The weekend, people.
Yeah.
Make sure you tune in. There's going to be fire.
Okay.
All right, well, definitely, we're going to keep a hold of all of that. We've
Yeah.
got so many dates, obviously. We've got 23 days to the World Cup, which is so much more important. And thank you again. Thank you very much. We've got applause. We've got applause. There we go. Got some
We've got
applause. There we
applause,
go.
yeah.
There we go. Thank you very much, Tunde.
A pleasure as always, people. Keep watching, keep listening. There's a ball being kicked as we speak. I will see you next week.
Thank you very,
Yeah.
very much. Ah, dear, there's something about just finding out exactly what's happening in the football world that just brings a little bit of, you know,
Yeah.
semblance to
A
everything
little bit,
else.
yeah.
Everything's all right. Don't worry about it. It's going to be okay. So we're going to have a little bit more music before we carry on. Tunde, you there?
Yeah, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh,
Yeah.
my pleasure, people.
Those poems were lovely.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you for the opportunity to share as well, man.
Definitely.
For the rest of you, I'm going to chat soon.
All right, darlings.
Respect you.
Take care.
All right.
Bye, Professor.
All
Bye bye.
Right. Nice one. Okay, let's do that. Let's put that on. That might not have been the track that I wanted, but hey, it's on. Right.
I do need to say that I'm very.
I'm just going to quickly get a 744
Yeah.
and then I'm going to leave because I know I need to wash the lily for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Carry in the corner.
Yeah, because that comes on in a minute.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, well, things change. So www.bbmcradio.com, and with that said, I do hope that you are happy where you are with what you're doing and who you're with, which is much more important. We've got so many dates and everything else that we were given from reminders with Tunde. Tunde talks football, football, football. We will go over that. We've had a lovely time talking with the lovely Miss Clark, and I will give you Lena's email again, which is mcmotorsports.co.uk. That's what that is. Let me take a double check on that. Let me take a double check on that. Yes, Melina, mcmotorsports.co.uk. That's Melina Clark. We had a lovely time speaking with her. She's a young lady who's currently doing work experience with Carol Glenn, that's Carol Glenn for Next Generation. And what we're missing out right now on is sometimes some 7:44 time, because we did hit a poem which was good. I'm glad that we had a poem. 2 poems from Tunde today. We're going to put a little bit of, I want to have a look at this. Let's find out what's happening right here. So as I get rid of that and then go over there, I tell you, it's all hands and knees and buttons and things for me. There we go. And I did hear a really nice, I say rendition, and I liked how it concisely put into check a lot of Lewis Hamilton's achievements. However, there were 2 other things which I found, and I'm going to play this one. Hopefully, you can see it. One more time. One more time. That wasn't necessarily the line that I wanted to go with, but what I was talking about there was just imagining that you're a young child and you're telling the king now, who was the prince at the time, that one day I'm going to be a world champion and I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And then this man is knighting you, because obviously Lewis Hamilton is now Sir Lewis Hamilton.
Yes.
So then he gets knighted by the king, who obviously who's now king. So he says, oh, you've come a long way, nice to meet you again. It's a nice story rather than sometimes the king just meets, not saying he just meets people, but it's not the first time that they've met. They've met quite a few times.
It would have been quite surreal where he's actually knighting and thinking, I remember when he was 9 years old and he was on Blue Peter and he had your remote control car.
Definitely, and all of that.
And like, and how's things been,
Well, he's 7 times world champion. And they've got a part of the track, Silverstone named after, because they've got the Hamilton Straight. And they've also got a stand now named after Norris. Which I want to go down in there and see at Silverstone, so I'm going to go and see that. And
that's quite.
I might end up seeing it rather than experiencing it.
That's quite surreal, actually.
Let's go to Silverstone, actually.
We'll have to go to Silverstone, we do.
It's a lovely circuit to see, and like most of these circuits, it's kind of surreal when you actually get there, because you might think, when I first went to Brands Hatch, I thought it would be bigger. But it's not so much that it's bigger, it's just so much that's going on there. So anyway, I chat. It's now 7:54, and more importantly, we have a little bit more music because we're going to go into Caribbean Corner. So I must find some Calypso music for that. So I think I'm just going to press the button a little bit. Let me just put a little bit of this and find some Calypso music for that.
Tiny whining.
Yeah, okay, I'll put it. I've got a little bit of
Tiny whining.
Put that there, we'll go there, and we'll go So we'll do. Oh no, that's the, what have I got there? No, I haven't. Okay, that's the Jacksons. Okay, so I'll tell you what, I'll do this one for you for the Jacksons and I'll change it. Let's go for, this might do it, it might do it. Okay. Okay, and we'll play that, we'll stop that. Okay, you see, you're in with exactly what's happening there. Ladies and gentlemen, okay, stop, go. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, we'd like to introduce you to the Caribbean Corner.
The Caribbean Corner. There's been a lot going on in the Caribbean Corner. And it's been global, it hasn't only been the Caribbean, it's been global. But let's start off in the Caribbean. Okay, we're gonna start with the #1 team sport. We're gonna start with cricket. And today is day 3 of the very last game in the 4-day cricket championship. So Trinidad and Tobago are playing Ghana in the final. And it's day 3. Trinidad won the toss and they put Ghana in. Ghana got bowled out for 263. Trinidad went on to score 290, and now in the second innings, Ghana are bowling to Trinidad and Tobago. Trinidad and Tobago are 148 for 3. Let's see what happens if it goes into the 4th day. There was a lot of complaints about the wicket, because the wicket was poorly prepared.
What do you mean the wicket was poorly?
So the groundsman didn't really prepare the wicket properly, and so there was too much moisture in it.
What, the grass? You mean
The grass, yeah, it was too bouncing, too wet,
Okay.
which was quite.
In England?
No, it's in Antigua actually. The game's been played. Now the thing is that it's not really acceptable for the wicket to be that bad.
Okay.
Not for the final.
Yes.
You expect the grass and everything and the wicket to be prepared and looked after well. So it's a little bit disappointing that the final of the West Indies 4-day championship is played on a really poor wicket.
Right.
You know, a little bit of a
And
disappointment.
I didn't realise that they call the whole thing wicket, so that they mean that's the bit between.
The rectangle bit is
That's
called the
the-
wicket. Yeah, that bit there.
So that part of the grass is manicured or treated different to the rest of the ground.
To the rest of the ground. Yeah,
And that should be relatively not wet.
yeah,
There obviously should be a certain.
yeah.
Um,
You should have a certain
quality.
essence to it, and
Right.
what it is that you prepare. You do 3 things.
Mhm.
You either prepare it for batting,
Okay.
you prepare it for fast bowling,
Yes.
or you prepare it for spin.
Oh.
That's how you should be able to prepare it. And then different soil depends on the different environment, different places where you are. Because Ghana is in South America, the wickets are slightly different, and the wickets in Jamaica are more hard, bouncy, quicker. Barbados has got a hard, bouncy, quick wicket. Antigua's more like a batting, yeah, because of the soil and things like that. So you know, you've got different things.
Okay.
In the Caribbean, so Sri Lanka are touring the West Indies. They're going to play 3 1-day internationals and 3 T20s in Jamaica, and then they're going to play test matches in the other islands. And the 17 high performance camp has been picked by Darren Sammy, the coach. So the 17 as follows: Jewel Andrew Alzari Joseph from Antigua, Akeem August from St. Lucia, Casey Carty from St. Martin, Shay Holt, Rustin Chase, Matthew Ford, Justin Greaves, and Shamar Springer, all from Barbados. Shamar Joseph and Gulukesh Moti from Ghana, Brandon King, John Campbell are from Jamaica, Kia Perrier, Jaden Seals, and Amir Jangle are from Trinidad and Tobago. Now, a 17 player has been added. That is teenager Vittel Laws. He's been added to the squad for development, not necessarily to be part of the final team, but to train and play with the big boys. So he's been
It's
selected
a great
there.
opportunity for him.
Yeah, good opportunity for him to play and practice with the senior players, and then to potentially be another West Indies.
Was he
You
a
know,
junior
first
or?
He's a
otherwise?
junior player. He played in the Under-19s World Cup
Right.
earlier, and he had a fantastic tournament. A lot of rave reviews. Everybody, Australia, England, West Pakistan, were all saying, "Wow, this kid is potentially a world beater." But will he stay with the West Indies or will he go off to the IPL? Yeah. The CPL T20 2025 squads have been announced. Barbados, Antigua and Bermuda Falcons, and Barbados Tridents, Guyana Amazon Warriors, and the Jamaica Kingsmen, St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots, St. Lucia Kings, and the Trinidad Knight Riders have all got teams in the CPL, and they've named all of their squads. You can get the squads on the website, and they will be rolling out the squads and adding the overseas players that they're going to add. And the CPL is going to be happening later on this year.
The CPL.
Yes, the CPL. In the world of basketball, Adidas have just announced a record deal with the Jamaican national basketball team.
What? Oh,
Yeah,
back up.
Yeah. So,
Adidas
have
just
a
announced.
record deal
Mhm.
with the Jamaican basketball national team. So they're going to be designing all their kits. They're going to be designing all of their. They're going to be designing all their kits. They're going to be looking at their apparels. And again, it's a massive marketing opportunity for Adidas. It's an opportunity for them to design a little Caribbean reggae flavor fancy kit that they can get worldwide. And it's a great opportunity for the Jamaican Basketball Association to get some resources and grow and develop the game in the Caribbean. So
That's
again,
great to hear.
yeah, it's great to hear that, you know.
And not that Adidas or all of these other companies, I mean, they have, for the amount of money,
Yes,
and I say that from a point of view of money
yeah,
and revenue, that, and I say a collective we, because some
Yeah.
people just like a name, and we wear, I'd like to say, we wear certain shoes more than other shoes.
Yes,
Other
yes.
footwear more than other
Yeah.
footwear.
yeah,
And we compensation. It's about I suppose just being
yeah. I think there's there will be definitely a big global market for it
definitely. I mean, when I think
abroad as well. Yeah, definitely, without doubt.
It seems in hearing it's like, why didn't that happen before?
When it happened before, I think what would also be the concern as well is that when this deal is signed, the money that the Jamaica Basketball Association get, ensuring that it goes into the development
Of
of basketball.
basketball.
Yeah.
Is it going to be? I mean, okay, the team's going to be decked out in Adidas.
The team's going to be decked out. The first team is going to be decked out. To be fair, a lot of the Jamaican, the national first team players, the majority of them all play in the NBA anyway.
Right.
So that's not going to make a difference. What is going to make a difference is the grassroots development,
Yes.
basketball courts, equipment, things that's going to go to schools and colleges and things like that.
Important.
And that's going to be where
That's where we need.
that's really where the money needs to go. Because the players, I mean, no disrespect, they're playing well, but the players don't necessarily need the money like that. It's the development squads, and whether that money is going to filter down. That's going to be the key important thing there.
Thank you.
We're staying in the Caribbean. Rugby. Jamaica and Trinidad and Tobago played their first ever international at the Larry Gomes, my favourite batsman, the Larry Gomes Stadium. Trinidad beat them 27-13. But it was a landmark game.
This is nice, the rugby.
Yeah,
Women's rugby.
women's rugby in the Caribbean, you know.
Because they did quite well when they came to
Yeah,
England,
yeah,
didn't
yeah,
they?
you know. And Tanika James, someone that I know. I've done a physio session with her once. She plays in Woodford, and I know that she's part of the Jamaica setup. She plays in the UK, but she's got dual nationality, so.
And just saying that, we've just, was it last year we had the women's
Yeah.
rugby World Cup?
Yeah, and then we've still got the Six Nations, the Women's Six Nations,
Right.
which is the England, Scotland, Ireland, Wales, France,
Okay.
and Italy, playing the Six Nations here. So again, for Trinidad and Tobago and Jamaica to play a top rugby fixture, and then that obviously again more British-born individuals who are not necessarily going to play for England, for them to then get the call up to go and play for respective Caribbean islands to get
I
ready
must
to
say,
go from.
as a quickie button in it, for Set for Life, for the documentary
Yes.
that Carol Glenn is a part of, out of the 3 sports, women that are involved in it, there's motorsports, there's football,
Yeah.
and there's rugby.
Yes.
And the lady that is part of the rugby, which I haven't necessarily saying that I've seen. I've watched it twice, 2, 3 times, maybe three times. However, not as many times as I've watched it. I've watched the documentary or
Yeah.
Carol's segment with the lady that does the rugby. It's really impressive.
Yeah.
Very impressive.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
must have a quick look at that.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
impressive.
You know.
Yes, you do.
So we'll keep flying now. We're going to leave the Caribbean and we're going to go all the way to the Far East.
Okay.
Over the weekend, you had the opening Diamond League event in Shanghai, where you had the Diamond League athletic season is
So
now
we're not in the
open.
Caribbean anymore.
Yeah.
Are we on the Caribbean? We're not in the Caribbean.
No, we're not in the Caribbean. We're in Shanghai. We've left the Caribbean. We got on a plane.
We went to
We boarded the plane. We're in Shanghai now. Okay, we're in Shanghai. So in Shanghai was the opening Grand Prix of the athletics, the Diamond League athletics.
That's right. It was mentioned last week. It's
was
happening.
mentioned. Yeah. And we have a host of athletes that are going to be competing on the international athletic circuit. So there's many more events and races to come.
How well do you think the Caribbean are going to do in?
Oh, absolutely, they're going to do very well. They're going to do extremely well.
Why do you say that with such confidence?
Well, in terms of the sprints, again, we've got, especially the Jamaica women are quite powerful. We've got Julian Alfred from St. Lucia.
Right.
We've got the 400 meter runners from the Bahamas.
Okay.
So there's a whole host of Caribbean athletes
Right.
that are going to do extremely well in the on the athletic circuit, you know. So we've got in the 200 meters, Sharika Jackson of Jamaica and Shawnee Miller, Iwobi. Shawnee Miller, but she married her husband, so it's Miller Iwobi. Just losing out to Sharika Jackson from Shawnee Miller from the Bahamas, coming second, running 22.26. Sharika Jackson coming first, season's best, 22.7 in the 200 meters. In the 400 meters, Nikisha Price from Jamaica, 49.75, and Roxana Gomez from Cuba coming third.
Okay, Price. Is that related?
Nikisha Price, no, she's not related, no. And then you've got Stacey Ann Williams and Shada Williams from Barbados and Jamaica respectively coming fourth and fifth. So it's a really stacked race there. In Japan, you had in Tokyo, you had the Golden Grand Prix athletics tournament, and the Bahamas, Rima Otabo, winning the javelin throwing 61.57 meters, coming first in the javelin, you know. And Gabby Scott, interesting one. Gabby Scott was born in Germany,
Yes.
runs and trains in the United States, and she represents Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico.
She came third.
Is it one of those ones? She was born where?
Born in Germany.
Born in Germany.
Yeah, raised in the United States.
And then obviously.
Yeah, and she represents Puerto Rico. So she came third. I know this is Caribbean core now, but one of my former clients, Mary Ellie John, from Great Britain, she won the 400 meters in the Gold Grand Prix.
Oh, I've got to do this. I've got to do it. I've still got it on. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, now we've got two things going there.
Okay.
So I've got to get rid of that one, which
Yeah.
we just do a little thing that, and then I'll come back here, and I've got me a little clapping on.
Yeah.
Okay, right, carry on. I'll get it.
Yeah, big up yourself, Mary. Big up yourself.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whoop, 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 whoop.
Yeah, big up yourself, Mary.
Okay.
Yeah, you know.
Okay. And
Yeah. So Mary Ellie John from Woodford.
must
Well
be
done.
fantastic to feel, and it's always nice to know when you kind of like know that person.
When you know the person you've worked with them and you get to know them.
Especially within the line of work, and knowing that through the information through
Uh-huh.
the advice and everything
Yeah,
else,
yeah.
and to see that now.
Can I temporarily pause the
Yes.
Caribbean corner to say that Bournemouth have just scored
Ooh.
against Manchester City?
Oh, let me put me clapping again. There we go. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
So again, you may be able to watch the Grand Prix in peace if it's all over tonight. Yeah. We're still staying there. We're gonna fly all the way back to the Caribbean.
Okay.
We're gonna go to the island of Curacao and
First class, huh?
first class. We're flying first class. So announcement: Dick Advocaat, the Dutch manager, used to be manager of the Dutch national side, also managed Ajax, PSV Eindhoven and Rangers. He's had a short return. Now he was coaching Curacao. Curacao qualifying for the World Cup for the very first time ever.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. Qualifying for the World Cup for the very first time ever. Getting that result against Jamaica when Jamaica had to go to the playoffs against DR Congo, and he was replaced by Mr. Fred Rutten. Now Fred Rutten was only the manager for a month, and we don't know why, but he's left the job, and Dick Advocaat is now coming back. So Dick Advocaat will be the manager for Curacao in the World Cup. He will be the
Okay,
coach.
so I'm getting
We don't know what happened.
okay. So Dick Advocaat, who got them to the World Cup,
Yes,
was then sacked.
yes,
Some of the man come, I'm in there for
yeah,
a week, so to speak.
yes.
He just sits down, people unpack his bags.
Didn't even unpack his
He's out
bag.
the door now.
He's now out the door.
I'm the man who got him there in effect. He's
Yeah,
back
he's now back.
for Curacao.
Yeah, for Curacao.
Okay, sort it out, people.
Sort it out, sort it out.
Keep it together.
Now Curacao has got,
Mhm.
and again, Dick Advocaat has to take a lot of credit because he convinced a lot of Dutch first division players
Mhm.
to say, hang on a minute, you're not playing for Holland.
Mhm.
Your parents are from, you're a good
Dutch
footballer.
accents. Dutch accents.
Why don't you, hang on a minute?
Mm.
And he managed to put together a very, very good competent squad of Dutch first division players
Mhm.
who now represent. So in the 90-man squad,
Mhm.
for example, that played the 90-man squad that trained for the final game against Jamaica,
Mhm.
11 of them were Dutch professionals playing in Holland.
Well, that's feasible.
Which is,
because-
exactly. So again, I think the Advocaat has to take a lot of credit
Mhm.
for being able to convince those players in Holland
Yes.
to actually,
Play
join.
outside.
Yeah, play outside. You got your residency, register as a Curacao resident, and play for Curacao.
Isn't that the same, just kicking it about a little bit, from the point of view of those that can play under the French ruling concerns to maybe Congo or France or other, does that make a difference if obviously you got French, Morocco, if they're under, well that's wrong to say they're under French rule, but.
I think there is definitely with France, because France are considered to be a footballing powerhouse and they've had a lot of players who are Moroccan, Algerian. There was this really disrespectful post by the Times in 2002
Right.
saying that a France reserve team is going to go to the World Cup, meaning Senegal.
Okay.
Yeah, was thinking that
They've got really good cook that goes with them, haven't they?
yeah. Again, so there are a lot of Senegalese. So you've got a situation in France where you've got a lot of Malians, Senegalese, Algerians, Moroccans,
Right.
Tunisians who, I mean, the French league is quite big. You can only pick 11 players at a time.
Of course.
So a lot of them are going to kind of, okay, let me try and represent Morocco, represent Mali or Algeria or whatever the case may be.
Okay.
So again, that's the situation there. We like to say congratulations to Miles Hippolyte, Miles Hippolyte, who plays for AFC Wimbledon.
Okay.
Yeah, and he was called up by Grenada to play for Grenada, and he made his debut over the weekend. Grenada played Republic of Ireland in Spain. Sorry, pack our bag, let's fly. Pack our bag and fly to Spain. And unfortunately, Grenada lost 5-0, but Hippolyte made his international debut. He is now a Grenada international, so congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yeah. And let's take the plane and let's fly to London.
Okay.
And again, Khadija Bunny Shaw as Tunde
Yes.
mentioned, winning the
Yes.
Golden Boot again.
Yes.
Women's Player of the Year for the third time running.
Is that 3 times in a row?
Yeah, 3 times in a row. Yeah.
So obviously you've got to have the most amount of scores to actually get that, haven't you?
Yeah, to get that Golden Boot.
Who's there? Who's there in concerns to?
There's no one really.
Okay. And how far is away? How far is the? What's the
You
gap?
mean in terms of the Golden Boot, what's the gap between the Golden Boot?
Between her and the next person. Or
It's like she probably scored. So Bunny Shaw, yeah, goals scored. Bunny Shaw, goals this season. So Bunny Shaw has scored. How many goals has Bunny Shaw scored? She scored 21 goals. 21 goals in 18 games. Now, if you put that in context,
Yeah, that's two.
Yeah. That's a high ratio. You know?
There must be some. I know there's some hat tricks in there. Got to be some.
Yeah, there's got to be some hat tricks in there. Yeah, you know. Yeah. Now the talk is that Khadija Bunny Shaw will be reportedly, allegedly,
Mhm.
she'll be paid £1 million
For
a year.
right.
The reported move to Chelsea is worth £1 million a year.
So from where she is right now.
Right now, Chelsea are in the hunt. Allegedly, Barcelona are also in the hunt as well.
Ooh,
So she's got a lot of
choice.
yeah, she's got a lot
If
of
you've
choice.
got a foot like that and you've got the Golden Boot.
Oh
3
yeah,
years
oh
in a
yeah,
row,
oh yeah, oh
you
yeah,
can, I mean, out
Oh,
of the teams, okay, I know we're still in the corner, you can do the
Yeah.
Caribbean corner.
yeah.
Makes me think, there isn't well, there are enough teams, obviously, in the WSL.
Yeah,
With that, you've really got a choice.
yeah,
What's and the caliber, I think, is quite high. I think the caliber's
Yeah.
good. Are most of our women going abroad? I don't know. Is it a good thing within your career to go abroad for a short while and come back, or stay here and then go out there and really, that's some big decisions there.
it is some big decisions.
How do you go?
Yeah, it is some big decisions. I mean,
Then she's got to think of how long her career is at this current time.
yeah. So again, you haven't got similar to the men's game. You haven't necessarily got years.
Right.
I say you can play kind of like at the top level for 10, 15 years.
So when you say you haven't got years, you're talking about seasons.
Yeah, you haven't necessarily seasons. You probably got about playing like competitive football. You probably got about 10 years.
Okay.
But in terms of being at the top level, the playing at that top level, you're looking at 5 years.
All right.
Yeah, really, you're looking at 5 years playing at the top level.
We're coming to 18 minutes past the hour of 8 o'clock here.
I've just got now, Mr. Now we know that on the weekend we had the first black official who played in the. He didn't play. Sorry, he was the first black official to officiate in the FA Cup.
When you say he didn't play, he did. Stay on the bench.
No. So you've got the referee on the pitch. You've got the 2 linesmen, and you've got the 4th official, the man that holds up the clock.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know he had a big job.
Yeah. Well,
Supposed to
yeah.
be So
Now you've got the VAR man as well, who's getting yeah. So now we add him to the Caribbean corner.
Well, we'll put him in the
Yeah. He's in the Caribbean corner. Yes. So Mr. Akil Howson, whose mother Patsy Andrews. So he is of Caribbean heritage. So we can add him to the Caribbean corner. So over the weekend, the FA Cup final between Manchester City and Chelsea, Akil Howson was the first black official part of the refereeing team ever to officiate an FA Cup final. Yeah, Caribbean background. So that at the moment completes our Caribbean
That
corner.
completes our Caribbean corner.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think I'll put a little bit more nice music on.
Yeah.
Good. I think it's lovely to have a Caribbean corner.
Absolutely.
It's really nice because it lets us know in some respect what's happening over there. As
We
well
do.
as-
Yeah, we should know. We should know. It's something that is really important for us to know.
Thank you very much, Professor Johnson.
Thank you. The pleasure is all mine.
There you go.
Chelsea and Tottenham, 5 minutes gone, 0-0.
0-0. 0-0 Chelsea and Tottenham. That's
And-
right, you're hearing it here first on www.bbmcradio.com. And did you say it was one goal? Bournemouth.
Yes, Bournemouth are 1-0 up against Manchester City going into the second half. Now we know that City are
They've won the FA.
and City are a top side.
Mhm.
And for the next 45 minutes,
Do they care?
are they going to go out and give it one on? Now the thing is again, they played on Saturday in the FA Cup final.
Yes.
Right.
Just got it.
Arsenal didn't play on Saturday.
Okay.
They played on Saturday. They're playing tonight.
Yes.
If they give it absolutely everything to beat Bournemouth,
Mm.
are they going to have anything left? Are they going to be mashed up for Sunday?
Well,
I mean, when you go
Well, then it
carnival,
depends.
when you go carnival on Sunday,
yeah.
do you have enough energy to go again on Monday?
Yeah, you have to. You have to, because if you decide you're going Sunday and you decide you're going Monday,
Yeah.
you have enough.
You have
And
enough.
if you don't have enough, where you going? You should have stayed yourself home.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
also, even more so, calm down, Sheda, calm
Yeah,
down.
yeah.
It depends how much sleep you get.
Yeah.
Back in the day, you get no sleep.
So,
You just go
if you
and,
take the same analogy,
and
if you
take
take,
obviously if you play Juve, because
Yes.
then you got to,
yeah.
in the same-
If you take the same analogy,
Uh-huh.
when City won on Saturday,
Yes.
what kind of excitement did they get themselves into? Or was it like, guys, no excitement, calm down,
Calm
focus.
down, because we've got a
We've
game.
got a game Tuesday.
Got a game, we want to
Yeah.
prove that we
And
were
yeah,
worthy.
yeah.
I would like to say that that's the attitude that they went into with this game.
Yes.
Keep yourself still. We've got
Yeah.
a game because it's a different kind of exertion.
Yeah, different kind.
Different kind of, and they play different music.
Yeah.
So, and a different kind of stamina.
Yes,
you know.
yes.
We're talking underwood.
Yeah.
Underwood. They're waving it and
Yeah,
then,
yeah.
oh,
Turn to the left.
yeah.
Turn to the
So
right.
that's different. That's different.
Yeah.
So, all sweet. I like our Caribbean corner. Can I say
Yeah.
some other things that I've got in this book?
Yeah.
Okay, we need to put them at the come
Yeah.
That's right, 2300 Jackson Street is paid. I want to talk about this. I happen to be, I'm just passing you a piece of paper. I was actually listening to this.
Record breaking Bluebird.
Yeah, the Bluebird returns, and
Oh.
Donald Campbell, he died in 1967, attempting to break his own water speed record, and it was, an end of an era, etc., etc. It was
Yeah.
a Bluebird K7, and what they did, they brought this back to the jet hydroplane.
Yeah.
And they put it back to life, they put it out of the water, then they refurbished it, bing. And they did that in March 2001, so 34 years later, I suppose.
Yeah.
The boat was retrieved, and they found the body days later. And his daughter, who helped bring the Bluebird back to life for the day which they had, which was really nice. And I wanted to mention that in concerns
Yeah.
historically.
I think that was a really again, if I got going back to show my age, going back to when I was younger,
Oh yeah.
like the Bluebird and what's that car? The car, the one that looked like the team from Star Wars. The car that was racing, the car that was like driving so fast. Now the Bluebird on the water, and he had this car, this serious car, man. It was like and it had a parachute behind it, man.
Ah,
And
yes,
they raced it in the
yes,
desert
yeah,
because
yeah.
it was so quick.
Wasn't that the speed of sound?
Yeah. I mean, those things were, I suppose again, in today's internet age, those kind of things are not necessarily gonna really mystify kids today, because there's too much to mentally compete for their attention. But if you go into like a pre-internet age,
Right.
watching the bluebird as a kid,
Yes.
or watching that other in the desert, it was just like, nah, man, this is serious.
So I think this one will go for the land speed. I'm sure I've heard something that they're going to be going for the land speed, record.
Yeah.
And it's going to be again soon. It's going to be in what they call it, the flat plains, not Idaho, Salt Lake, Salt.
The Salt Lake is
Yeah.
is the place where you've got that open.
Yeah, plain.
Yeah,
And it's just
yeah.
nothing,
Yeah.
and just flat. And the reason why they do it is because it's flat, and
Yeah.
they can catch the air.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
And seeing, I suppose, when I say seeing, it's seeing what man can do and what man has been able to achieve. So that came about, and I thought I'd share that with us, here on www.bbmcradio.com. We are going to go into a little bit of the Grand Prix before we're going into Canada. That's afterwards. But also, what I'd like to do is, I've got a little bit of Nuremberg, but also we had our book review.
Our book review.
Our book review. So let me play a little bit of this going into our book review. Let me see if I can find this a little bit. It's all going.
Book review. Oh yeah.
Do you like that, do you?
Oh yeah.
You like that, do you?
yeah.
Okay, alright. Now I thought, why, quite appropriate. Quite the nimble thing again
Yeah.
tonight. So, we will. Thunderbirds are go. Gosh, that is something
Yeah.
else. But that's what it reminds me of in concerns to looking and seeing that the vehicle that they're obviously taking out of the sea after it crashed. What a travesty! What an awful
Yeah.
way, obviously, for that to end as a world record. And then they're not doing the world record. What they did was they just allowed the vehicle to come out of the water and just to go at top speed at about 150 knots. No, nothing there.
Yeah.
So then obviously they had the 24-hour Nuremberg. I say Nuremberg Ring because that's what it talks about. 54th edition. And with that, it was quite interesting. I will tell you people, out of the 28 cars, I mean, out of that started, is there, have you watched this race? Have you watched the Nuremberg race?
Oh, Nuremberg race.
Yes.
I haven't watched the Nuremberg race. I know. So the 24-hour thing at Le Mans is something that I've always kind of like been fascinated by as a kid. Really
They're
fascinated.
different, and
They are different.
Yeah.
My hero, Steve McQueen, was a big motor racing
Yes, it was.
kind of
Yeah.
big time motor racing. He actually left Hollywood and went on the European circuit for a whole year,
I
and I was
didn't know
actually
that.
wondering, but it was a other thing, because we didn't know if he was gonna come back
Right.
and do movies again.
Okay.
Yeah, you know.
So we're gonna do that. We'll do that. That's it. I want to look at that.
Oh yeah, Steve McQueen, like his whole motor racing.
Mhm.
He was voted in 2000. He was voted by the Stuntmen Association of America.
Oh yeah, he's good. Son.
They voted him
Mhm.
actor of the century in
As a
terms
stuntman?
of as a stuntman. Yeah.
Now I got to know some stunt women.
Yes.
No, I did know a stuntman.
Mhm.
Pip. God bless him.
Yeah.
I met him during Boom Town. We don't need no.
Yeah.
Met him on that one. Teacher, I leave like it. I think it was that. Was that Boom Town Rats?
Leave those kids alone.
Yeah, anyway,
Yeah.
so I met him as a stuntman there. Didn't think much of the stunt industry
Yeah,
until actually being around a lot of stunt people.
yeah.
And no, I don't like to hurt myself on any
Yeah.
occasion, even though my body
Yeah,
might
yeah,
decide
yeah.
to not go through the whole door.
Oh yeah. What them guys do is just like, what them guys do.
Mm-hmm.
People think, oh, stunt sports, but listen, them stunt men and stunt women need to be applauded for
A
what they
lot
do.
more, a lot more.
more.
Especially in concern to just believing
Yeah,
what you're seeing is real.
yeah.
And even the setup of certain things,
Yeah.
that's it, as a fencer myself, from
Yeah.
the point of view of the fighting, the combat.
Oh
I
yeah.
like
Absolutely,
that.
absolutely. And Buddy Kins,
Mhm.
who was a very, very close friend of Steve McQueen,
Mhm.
but they had a very tense relationship because where the studios wouldn't insure Steve,
Mhm.
and they got Bud Eakins to do some of the scenes in a lot of the movies and that.
Right.
Steve McQueen was furious, but he was the only actor who wanted to do every single stunt
Of his own.
of his own.
See, that is dangerous from the
Yeah,
point of
yeah,
view of,
yeah.
and that's why
Yeah.
they have stuff.
Yeah, that's what I have it. It's cynically, a lot of the studios didn't want him to do it because if he would have hurt himself, then that would delay, if he had to go into hospital, an operation, it would delay filming. So they wouldn't insure him, so they said, listen, if you don't let the stunt double do some of the scenes, we're not going to pay you. And that is where that was kind of forced it onto him. But in Bullet, he wanted to do every single scene of Bullet, and he wasn't allowed to. Bullet was in San Francisco. Bullet was the thing where the guy John Ross, and he stole the money from the mafia, went out to Las Vegas and kind of faked his death and his escape. Yeah.
Okay, we digress.
We digress.
8:31, there on the clock. We were talking about the 24-hour race.
24-hour race.
Do you think you could do that for 24 hours?
No, sir.
I have driven for a long period of time.
I've driven for a long time. I have driven for a long time. I've nearly, I've had to pull over on a few occasions
Yes.
driving. But I wouldn't want to, no.
It is but driving with somebody, I wouldn't say I would do the 24 hour, because obviously, it's not you for the whole 24 hours.
Yeah.
And even when you're driving for a long period of time, and I was the only driver, and that was from Italy from London to Italy.
Wow.
Yeah, don't know.
Wow. That's serious.
Yeah, and I was the only driver, because nobody else would drive. But however, I think we did maybe one stop, 2 stops.
Wow.
But it's another, when I think of that, but on reflection, it was gorgeous.
Yes.
Scenery.
Italy is fantastic to drive in. It's amazing to drive in, I've been to Monza.
Only the circuit, not the walk.
I've been to the circuit in Monza. Italy's a fantastic,
The
very
certain
scenic.
parts, yes.
Extremely scenic.
I've never driven in, what that mad place they call? The city. Okay, it will come to me, people.
Yeah.
It'll come to me. It's not the one with the nice clothes, it's the other one. It's, where we get the round thing? No, it's not Rome. It's Naples.
Naples.
No, don't drive in Naples. Don't drive in Naples. They're mad. Even they said they know they're mad.
They are.
They're mad in Naples.
I've driven in Palermo
Okay.
and nearly get run off the road a couple of times. It's mad, it's crazy.
There is something gorgeous about driving certain scenic places, Amalfi Coast.
Yeah.
From the point of view, it's like driving, in the Caribbean. I say in the Caribbean in general, don't look down.
No.
Just keep going.
Just keep going. Just keep going.
Just keep going. You're listening to the F1 and All Sports Radio Talk Show here with Professor Johnson. We've been listening to the lovely Caribbean corner. Thank you for all that information.
Yeah. And I'm really excited. I'm so excited by this book review. I am
Okay.
I'm so excited.
That's right.
I'm super excited.
Okay, so we'll leave that. In short, Max Verstappen, when I say he didn't win, his team didn't win, but they did quite well. And I was really, I just want to round this up a little bit very quickly, and that is when I started taking notes about the race, when they had like 5-6 hours left, and realizing for those that stayed at the front, the top 10, it was hardcore, and to be honest, I did enjoy it, and I didn't think that I would. So Mercedes did win. We had actually, I was just looking at the different kind of manufacturers and all the different tyres that were there, and it was a good sprint. I was going to say that, and yeah, 159 cars, different races in a race, trophy each, a trophy. Yeah, it was nice. Okay, yeah. And now on to thank you. So, let's you have a little interlude.
Little interlude.
Little interlude.
Yeah.
Let's have a little.
Yeah.
We'll press the button.
Tottenham are 1-0 down.
Okay.
Tottenham are 1-0 down.
Okay. Okay.
West Ham fans, get out your bed. Have a look.
I've got to make a call.
Yeah.
Okay, you're here with Sheda on the F1 and All Sports Talk Show. We're going to have a little bit of time talking about I'll say a book review. And in fact, I'm going to give you a little piece of paper and the bits that I did for that. It's called The Unforgiven.
Yes.
The Unforgiven. Now, Professor Johnson spoke of this last week and I suppose challenged me to read the book and also review the book. And I didn't read all of it. I didn't read all of it. I did have, thank you very much for all the information. It's packed with so much information.
Yeah. I tried my best to I thought I'm going to try and do what I can to help get this book to you.
Thank you.
I tried so hard. I really wanted to get
Thank
this book
you.
to you because it covers so many areas.
It covers so many, we're talking about errors, and what
It covers eras, as in ERA. It covers areas, as in elements and aspects of society.
Yes.
Things that cross over and transcend into sport.
Yes.
It covers politics.
Yes.
It covers race. It covers identity.
Yes.
It covers perception. And it covers economics and finances
Yes,
as well.
It does cover all that.
You know.
And you know, the book can be bought on Amazon and on all good bookshops. Now, The Unforgiven, Mercenaries or Missionaries by Mercenaries or Missionaries, and it's by Ashley Gray. Now, it's the untold story of the rebel West Indies cricketers who toured apartheid South Africa. Now, I'm grateful for the backstory that you gave me concerned to the other teams, England, who obviously who did very much the same, what happened to their careers. And I like the question when it says mercenaries or missionaries, because they actually did something which was quite merciless from the point of view, okay, well, you don't play, we'll play with you. I mean, is it a fact of, I suppose we can ask these other questions about it. When you're used to being the underdog, helping somebody else out who's the underdog doesn't make a difference. So is that maybe how the West Indian cricketers might have felt that time? Because it's not like, you know, I wouldn't say they wouldn't have got a lot of play, but they may not have got as much play. But this was an opportunity to be heroes.
I mean, so to give it a little bit of context, Ashley Gray is a white Australian cricket fanatic.
Yes.
So for him, some of you guys might be listening to BBMC and you're not going to see it necessarily from that lens. And some of you also may be of a certain age and you may not be aware of the situation in South Africa. So for those of you who weren't old enough, South Africa was politically ostracized from international cricket, primarily because Basil D'Oliveira, who was a mixed, he was classified as a coloured, was smuggled out of South Africa, came to England, registered as an English citizen, and was selected to play for England against South Africa. And in 1969, Mr. Forster, who was the South African sports minister, said to the English Cricket Board, if you pick Basil D'Oliveira, we will not give him a visa to enter the country. And some people thought, well, we shouldn't be picking black players anyway, meaning England shouldn't be picking black cricketers or meaning to go to South Africa. And then some people were like, hold on a minute, is another country telling us who we can and can't pick? So as a result of that and some other things, then there was a rugby tour as well in 1970. There was a massive boycott and protest, and then there was an international ban and boycott in South Africa. So within the context of that and the political situation with Nelson Mandela and the ANC being imprisoned in Robben Island, there was a political backstory, and the sporting sanctions were some individuals' way of saying, we're cutting sporting ties to South Africa because your system of government is not fair and equal to all citizens.
And in some way, it doesn't necessarily start there, but that's the premise.
That's the premise. Yeah.
For why these players, I suppose, were there. But however, because apartheid occurred, and
Yes.
because apartheid was happening, and these sports persons, these sportsmen at that time, on one side for those that wants their livelihood, and for the other that just want to play sport.
Yeah.
And I think that's where it transcends so many
Different
genres,
areas.
things.
Yeah, absolutely. You've got the fact that you've got Caribbean cricketers who were the descendants of slaves that were taken to the Caribbean, and them being able to live not as slaves but as free men and playing cricket as a game that they love. For some people, for them to leave the Caribbean and go to South Africa and play professional cricket, the idea was like, no, I just can't. You're asking me to now go and play cricket in an environment that doesn't respect my fellow black man.
Yes.
And that, for certain people, Michael Holding made it quite clear.
Didn't cook.
Viv Richards made it quite
Cook
clear.
rice.
Clive Lloyd made it quite clear. Like, and there's no amount of money that could have been put on the table to
But there wasn't
convince me
amount
to
of
go.
money. But there wasn't amount of money that could be put on the table.
Yeah.
I would strongly advise, or I would strongly like to encourage anybody who has an interest in
Yeah.
cricket from that point of view to read this book.
Yes.
It does give you an insight into cricket on sport in a different way.
Yes.
They're not necessarily, it's not necessarily about relationships. It doesn't go into too much story.
Yeah.
But it is the story. And
Yeah.
to be honest, I could really feel
Yeah.
the entanglement
Yeah.
that
Of
some
course.
of the people have. I mean, in some of, I'll just quickly go to this one review that kind of for me, put quite a bit in context. In the early 80s, just going back to what you'd said, 20 black West Indian cricketers were paid more than $100,000 each to take part in rebel tours of apartheid South Africa. So even that, it makes you think of, well, you know what, I know this is happening to my man, but right now, I've got to
Yeah.
pay and I've got to feed my family.
Yeah, yeah,
This is
yeah, yeah.
money
Yeah.
that otherwise, which in some respects, I like to say, it's like, you know, some of what is mentioned in the book, which is a word which is used, all would be condemned by the international cricketing fraternity, but also just that word
Yeah.
and how it's used not lightly, but in such a way that
Yeah.
you know you did wrong, and how
Yeah,
could you?
yeah.
How could you?
And there is that, how could you? The how could you is something that has been said by a lot of people. And I suppose how the cricketers have been treated, how the cricketers were treated afterwards was dependent on how they could answer that how could you question.
Yeah, how could you?
There were individuals like, for example, Franklin Stevenson, who was a young 23-year-old who admitted that he actually didn't know much about apartheid. He'd heard about it, but he didn't know much. There were individuals like Alvin Kadri who were upset because Alvin Kadri and Lawrence Rowe would have thought that they were established West Indian players, but they thought that the West Indies Cricket Board didn't treat them with a lot of respect. there were some individuals who say, you know what, I just went for the money. There were some individuals like Everton Mattis. Now, Everton Mattis, and to put a context on this, Everton Mattis was Jamaican. He became a Rastafarian and he went to South Africa. And when he came, he did come back to Jamaica and he did go to visit some individuals. And they said, Everton, like, don't ever talk to us again.
Well, I think this is also where some of the players were forgotten, neglected,
Yeah.
for close to 4 decades.
Yes.
Unforgiven really tells the tragic stories.
Yeah.
And, you know, fortunately there were some face-to-face interviews and other things which are in the book.
Mhm.
I think we've really, it's worth a good read and a good
Yeah.
talk. Again,
Yeah.
and I want to encourage others to get the book,
Yeah.
to read the book and let us know what you think. And,
I would like people to read it, definitely, because it just gives you, I think again, anybody who was born after Nelson Mandela got released from prison,
would not have.
I would like somebody in that age bracket
Mhm.
to read The Unforgiven and give their take.
You know what, saying that, it makes me think of those who ever knew of his existence.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
realistically, it's not like it was, yay! I mean, he was released, he was
Yeah.
with his wife at the time, they had to split,
yeah,
they
yeah,
had to, you know, well,
Yeah.
didn't have to, but it was seen in some respects. I can
Yeah,
see
yeah.
why it had to. Anyway, I'm moving on, however, because there was that move on and he became president, obviously after there was another president, blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah. And South Africa, in some respect, tried to kind of heal, but I know it's still not healed.
yeah,
It's still
yeah.
not healed. But it's not really mentioned because it's like, it's over. But there are so many, there's quite a lot of travesties that come out
Yeah,
in that,
yeah.
which I wouldn't have known otherwise. We're coming up to 8:46, so
Yeah.
what do you think was one of the main things that Ashley Gray really put over, or otherwise his message mainly in the book? For you, what was his message in the book?
I think his message in the book was, how much longer can we ostracize and punish these individuals for going to South Africa? For him, he couldn't really comprehend and fathom why, and he was very careful when he was speaking, because being a white Australian, he didn't want to come over as being disrespectful. Or one of the things he wanted to say was, do you not think it's time for the individuals in the Caribbean, Caribbean populace who were against the tour, is it time